Yeah.
I've seen you struggle with that old gear, fighting those giants year after year. Tonight I'm showing you something new. Rare Cat's tackle's got nothing to prove. Built by fighters who know the game, tested in battles that earned their name. J&S signature, that's what we trust. When monster cats strike, this rod's a must. You've paid your dues, now weigh stakes. This is the moment, the change you'll make. No more players fall. This squad's built to brawl. River Cat tackle, answering the call. When giants strike, we're standing.
What's up, everybody? We got Bugman, Smoky Mountain, and Lisa Lay.
Wait, John's calling me.
You probably haven't.
Wait, I'm trying to mute myself, John.
Hit the microphone, man.
Which microphone?
On the bottom, you should have the microphone. Just hit it. The bottom left. What's up, Cody? Thanks for coming in. Smoky Mountain, you got lucky winning that ride and stuff tonight or earlier. Yeah, we're getting used to this playing around on the restream. So what's up, Guerrero? We got everything. We're streaming on Creo's YouTube channel, my YouTube, Ancient Mariner TikTok, and I believe the River Cat Tackle group on Facebook.
Holy
What's
crap,
up,
it worked. It worked. It worked.
That's what I said. I had problems getting in too. What's up, 922?
Yeah. Let's see.
We're streaming all over tonight.
Absolutely. All right, I'm trying to find chat on here.
I don't know. Top. You see where it says it should have the number 3, number 3 in the blue, right next to that.
Let's see. Oh, wait, here's a button. Oh, I see. Chat is on the bottom down here for the guest.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's something, it's everything new. You got to figure it out.
Yeah, we.
Burrito Catfishing Lady says, "Oh Lord, it's that Stan guy." Awesome show this afternoon. I figure, what the heck? If Danny can figure that out, I have to be able to.
Right.
This afternoon show was all through Restream, right?
No, I think that was just straight YouTube.
Man, that big old dude had me all screwed up.
What's up, Jason Lamb?
What the what?
All right. Am I done with technical difficulties? Are we live now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
Hey.
We've been live for 4.5 minutes.
Wait a minute.
Oh, we've been live. I was just not talking to you. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
I lost myself. Wait, are we here? Where is anybody out there?
Yeah.
Is anybody in there? I need to know.
So
Hello.
we should be.
Hello.
If this is working correctly, we should be streaming on Creole Catfishing YouTube channel, Lat Makugai Hawaiian Fisherman YouTube channel, not Ancient Mariner, Rivercats Tackle Facebook group and Ancient Mariner TikTok right now, I believe.
You mean
And
you got it back on the Facebook page?
if it's working,
Believe
it's
so.
and
If it's
Hang on,
working,
I tell you.
as a guest, I have it checked to where Stan can choose as a guest to restream it to his channel too if he wants to.
Oh well, thank you. But I'm just having a hard enough time even being on screen tonight, let alone. I'm an old guy, so this new stuff. It's hard to change. It's hard to change, but we're going to learn and move forward.
yeah.
I'm
It's there.
learning it.
Hey man, it made it back to Facebook. Ain't that something?
Hot dog.
Good.
Hang on, man.
Let's
Let me
see.
It's
get
been
it.
a while since we've been in live in the Facebook group, so
Am I on camera?
yeah.
Can you hear?
Oh,
us?
there I am. On my phone, I had to go to my
You've been here the whole
computer.
time.
Are we live yet?
Yeah. Don't say anything.
Oh my goodness.
Hot dog. Y'all said hi to everybody in chat.
That's wow. We back on Facebook. How you like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Restream tells me we have 21 watching total.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Oh, it even shows me when I hover over it who they're watching from.
30.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna Tank. If you've got a little time one of these days, because I'm probably gonna have to move away from StreamYard because I just can't afford $100 a month for
this version. I mean, we can go through it. I can show you. This version's about a $40 or $50 a month version.
That's what I need.
It was provided by. I guess that's my excuse. Brought to you by Creole's Guide Service because Jeremy's paying for it so that we can try to get Rivercats Tackle to more people.
Absolutely.
I just had a message from somebody. I had somebody send me a message just now.
Uh-oh.
Want to know if we were live.
Yeah, we live.
You know what else I can do, Stan?
What's that?
I can overlay chat in stream.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So actually, it's just a choice. So the people on each of the different channels, all of the chats are on screen if I want it to be.
That's pretty cool. I liked what you were doing today earlier too. With that's something I've been trying to do. Oh, there we go. I see it over there. Yeah. Then on the computer I can go like that. Papal. Oh yeah. I like that.
Hey, don't be doing too much of that stuff. Y'all just screwed me the hell up.
Yeah, Tank. This is great. Yeah. I think I can get this. I can get the hang of this.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm an old man, so change is not easy for us.
The nice thing I like that we can play the Rivercat Tackle song before we come on screen.
That's right.
I can play it right now as background music.
922, I believe, made that one.
He came in just in time to see me pick. It was a joke. Look, I had my finger like this. It was just a joke. It was just a.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
You got to send the link to the nut.
I'm here already.
Which one?
Oh, the other nut.
Yeah.
Which one?
He wants on.
Huh?
What's on?
You know who fired him on the link?
Oh, there we go.
If I can find him in my Facebook messages, I can do that.
And I already know what to answer the question. No, it was a rough night. And
we can focus on somebody like this or like this.
Wow.
We have options.
Well, focus on somebody other than me because I'm still eating.
Yeah, we can have a whole lot of fun with something new. That's great.
I like new things.
And by the way, Tank, great job this afternoon. You said that was your first live where you've actually been like the host.
Yes, that was the. Wait, he said he's not going live.
Huh?
I don't know. Spyron said he's not going live.
No.
He just wants to watch it.
Okay.
Oh, just tell him go to my YouTube channel then.
I'm linking him Jeremy's. I already
Oh
had it
yeah,
up
that one
anyway.
too.
Yeah, I already had it up.
There we go. I know we were talking about some of this on
Hey, I tell you
Stan
what to do.
Day and the earlier show, but look, I got two of the reels right here.
Uh-oh.
You
Are
send
those... Oh, that's an
Drop the
original and
day.
albatross.
you send
Yeah, it's an original and an albatross. I managed to take this one from my wife, John.
Yeah, right. You're gonna fool around and get something hurt on you.
She wanted the green one. There it is.
Man, y'all got me screwing all kinds of stuff up over here.
I actually like how the highlighting the chat moves the cameras instead of covering your face.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
And the
see
nice
if
thing
you
is we're live in 1080p, so
there it is.
Oh yeah.
Man, this
Yeah.
is, bro, this is
it
crazy.
makes us look prettier.
Hey, y'all got me all screwed up
It
over
makes
here.
them see how ugly we are.
Yeah, I'm pretty screwed up too, John. Don't worry, you're not alone.
Oh, but Stan, thank you very much. Coming from you, that's a lot. And yes, the first time I've had control of the clicking things.
Yes, because that is what I do. This year I'm going to do some more fishing, but lives is what I do. And I noticed all of the. It was great how you had you, John, Creel. That little on one panel over in the corner. That was awesome, and you did great with going to the full screens and switching back, all that kind of stuff. That
It was Jeremy that told me how to do that, like make a custom screen.
Yeah,
Jeremy
that's
told me how to-
awesome.
Hey,
Awesome
this big
job.
fuck got lazy. Don't swell his head up. I mean, he got
Well, that's my job. That's my job. I am the mayor. I've got to be.
yeah.
Oh, dang it!
Come on, Stan.
Lisa said, "Stan, I love you, but John is my new buddy. Mail me my stuff, and you might share that title. You got me beat now, John. I'm in trouble."
Boy, I've been kissing her with butt, ain't I?
I know, Stan, you got to see some of the River Rat reunion then?
Yeah, that was great. Great show. Great job. Danny was on fire today. And that's that's one of the things that I notice with the bank, especially with the Mississippi, with a lot of places. It's you've only got, you pick that spot and you've only got so much of an area, and once Danny moved, I don't know if he went a little shallower, I think he said, and bam, then he started catching some fish. So it's bank is definitely tougher than the boat.
A whole different skill set for sure.
And that's right, Lisa. Yes, I fished through stand 3. That's how I single-handedly win, trophies like this and this. But oh, you know what? I had my medal on. I had to run to the store in between the shows.
Does your medal look like these?
Yes, it does. And I literally wore it to Walmart.
Even in Walmart?
Yes, and people were like, "What's that?" So of course I had to tell them.
Should have said you were like a champion sniper or something.
Oh yeah. Well, there was a few years ago we went to a Chinese restaurant in Louisville after one of the nights, I don't remember, and it was 1 Ton Fishing Club, Mike Murillo, Palmetto Cats. It was a bunch of us, bigger guys and stuff, and they told everybody that was world famous fishermen. And they were like, "Oh, you come back, we like you. But you guys big, we only open 1 more hour, then you go home."
You know what's crazy, Tank?
What's that?
I see the chat, the comments better on Facebook, on the phone, than I do on this screen you got right here.
What's up, Becca? Uh-oh.
But if you're looking at just Facebook, you're only going to see the comments on Facebook.
Facebook, yep. Hey, can you pop back?
Unless I do this. We can leave it like this.
Hey.
Yeah.
They all on here. All the comments. Everyone that you got in here is on here.
Yep.
Oh wait, what's this button?
Hey, quit fooling with me.
All of a sudden, my phone blows up or something.
The chat overlay caught up, I guess. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Oh, look, and it just kind of pushes up. Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's a lot of things.
So this stream is about figuring out Restream together.
Yeah.
There you go. But if there's any River Cats tackle questions or fishing questions or comments, we will.
Okay. It's just a few comments. It's showing all of them on screen. It's just a few comments behind.
That's all. That's all. Yeah, what we're trying to do here is as a lot of people know out there, most of us have done StreamYard, because at the beginning it was the free version was one of the best out there, and it was the easiest functionality, et cetera, et cetera. So everybody kind of just used StreamYard. Well, StreamYard, those boys knew what they were doing. They built it up, and they ended up selling it to a different company. So then, of course, when it goes from that to a now corporation that owns it, first thing they're going to do is boom.
You seen Smoky Mountain comment?
No, I missed it.
Yeah, I said during the RCT, there's not really a plan for tonight, because I knew it would dissolve. It was devolve into Stan. Help us keep it interesting while we figure out Restream.
Yeah, there you go. Who's running this train wreck? I agree. It's Lance. Well, Tank, it is Lance's show, right? So I'd say Lance is the one that we blame this on. I don't know. What do you think? I'm just.
Well, I can guarantee you this much. It sure the hell ain't me.
I'm the newest. I'm one of the newest pro staff, so I get blamed when it goes bad.
All right. Well, I tell you what, as host of the year, I will accept full responsibility for tonight's show. How about that? I'll take it. But yes, what a great day. RCT had everybody up on stand day this morning. Then right on over to Danny Stone's and Fish and Freedom.
Yep.
Got to spread the love, bro.
And now, so it was a RCT day from morning to night. So great job. And that wasn't even technically planned, I don't think. It just kind of worked out.
Kinda, yeah. It's all the excitement of the new rod. It's just spreading.
Hey, man, we don't plan nothing.
Yeah.
I think most fish on the new rod, I believe, is definitely Roger right now.
Yeah, his first cast out, I think it started with a 19. 19 is close enough. I'm going to say it was a 22.2 pounder, because, that's what I do. Very first fish he caught on that new rod, 22.2 pounds. Great job. But I expect we're going to see some big fish caught very soon.
That's what we're waiting for. Somebody to catch some real pigs, because it'll handle those 20s and 22s, but the acid wrap, you're really going to see it come in when you catch those big pigs.
Absolutely. Or if you're fishing, there's absolutely a lot of great stuff on there. But if you're fishing all day long, and let's say you're casting out, just a normal catfish setup is 6 rods. So even reeling in big baits and weights, even reeling them in all day long, casting back out, reeling in, you'll feel the difference in your wrist by the end of the day. I guarantee it.
Right.
What's up, Josie?
That's without catching any fish. Now you catch some fish, and the difference is going to be absolutely amazing.
Hey, Tank, I got it figured out, bro.
Figure out.
Oh, what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, well, don't talk about it here.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Why are you talking about it?
I got it figured out, though.
I'm happy for you. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I can't say anything else.
What is going on over here? There's all kinds of stuff going in chat.
Huh?
Yeah.
There was a thief in the room. Oh, wait. If you're doing this, the new chat comes. Oh, it's backwards. The chat comes in on top and goes down. Oh,
is that
heck
what it
yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I thought it was behind.
Oh, it comes in on
35 people
top.
watching.
Oh, I like that because then you can still see it all. That
Okay.
works pretty cool.
Well, how about I move the logo so it's not in the way of chat?
Huh?
Yeah, I wonder, can we put that? Let's see, is it the same? I can't get this. Like on my phone, I can't get it to all come up at one time. Oh no, if I do that, it does. We'll figure this all out. It's a lot of fun.
I don't know. I'm sitting over here. I'm looking. I'm on here, but I gotta watch the chat on my phone.
Well, see, do I need to turn my camera around and show y'all the proper setup for a streaming display?
No, we don't need to see
Multiple
all that.
monitors.
Well,
Thanks
you know, for all of us out there that are trying to go up to the next levels, Tank.
Yeah, I got an idea, y'all. I got an idea.
What's that? What's that?
I'm gonna set the phone up against the screen. Therefore, I can look at the chat on the phone and not worry about this and over here on the side because that damn thing ain't moving.
Fishing and freedom.
You know how, Tank? You know how behind I am on things, Tank. Took me till. Uh-oh. Smoky Mountain. Oh my goodness. I would never believe that, Danny. I don't think so. I think you're just trying to take the blame for somebody else. I think that's what it is. There's no way. Hey, there's Fish and Freedom. It was great seeing him live again today.
Well, it could be my fault because I got fired yesterday.
I only got 2 monitors, but one's an ultra wide.
Well, I'm sorry. I was saying, I just learned today that when you have the computer, like you can put the quadrants up there and you can have like 4. You can have, different setups and stuff and have like 4 different things going at the same time. So you could have like the
streaming on the Rubber Cat Tackle Facebook group.
So like on my computer here, I could have the Facebook group over here and Creole's channel here and another one over here. Then you wouldn't miss any comments or anything because you'd only have to go like this and keep up with all the comments on all 4 screens. Yeah, I think that would work. But I didn't learn you could do that until like a couple weeks ago, that you could have multiple things up on one screen at the same time.
Oh, really?
No clue. Had no idea. For years, the only streaming I've done, all the lives, all the whatever I've done till this year, half of the year.
We sure do. We fish.
I did all of it on my phone.
I fish for pretty much everything. I go for anything from panfish all the way up to king salmon and catfish, burbot.
That's right.
I like the way Lance says burbot.
That burbot looks like a giant ass tadpole.
Lance sounds like, you remember the Budweiser commercial from a few years ago? Budweiser. Lance is the guy. He's the frog. Look at all of you becoming professional and crap. Twilight Zone. I really wanted to meet V. I got to see the other half of Catch Fish with us, but I was really looking forward to meeting V. There was just a bunch of people. Little guy Carson that fishes on stand day with us. Really wanted to meet him, and I feel like I've met John and them so far, but.
Oh, you ain't met us.
Well, I feel like I know you already, and Tank, and
yeah.
I feel like it's already family. So that's right. I am so far behind. I know, Lisa. I am the most. I'm just behind on things. I'm trying to get all caught up. They still don't have a clue. Absolutely, but that's what Tank's here for. Tank's here to give us all a clue.
I'm not sure if it's successfully streamed. It's supposed to be. I'll figure it out after.
I know.
It says sending data instead of streaming, so I don't know.
I'm watching it on Facebook.
Oh, you are? Okay. Well,
yeah. How else you think I'm reading the damn chat?
All right. So where is it supposed to be? It's on Lance's.
All right. It's on
River Cat Tackle.
Lance's YouTube. It's on Creole Catfishing YouTube. It should be on River Cats Tackle Facebook group and Ancient Mariner Twitter account.
All right, there we go. So let's start with Lance's. Are people watching? I think we're in. I think I'm on Lance's right now. I think that's what I'm seeing over
I
here.
can confirm the 2 YouTube channels are working.
2 YouTube channels. Okay, is
Yeah,
anybody
for sure.
out there at Facebook? Oh no, John said he's on
John's
Facebook.
on Facebook.
So that's confirmed.
On Rivercast Cycle Facebook, it's working. I'm watching the chat. That's how I'm reading the chat, because the one on the screen that I'm looking at on the laptop, the damn thing don't move.
Yeah, somebody double check my Ancient Mariner Twitter. Not Twitter.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yep. He wants y'all to check the TikTok.
The tiki-taki, and that's something I'm going to talk to Tank. We've got to. You had mentioned to me about that. Like, I think that's a great way that we can. I don't know how that works with the TikTok stores and all that stuff, but I didn't know if we could.
Me and you have conversations.
Yeah. This is what I do. I'm not good with the technical part of it, but the actual being live and doing that. Yeah. Like, that would be great if we could have that set up on there. And
I can tell you right now, Smoky Mountain.
TikTok is working.
That show the hell ain't gonna work.
Yeah, go to all 4 streams and like everything.
There you go. And that's some of the things I'm glad to see that y'all are doing this. That was some of the things that I tried working on this year. Having the streams on different channels, and I think that gives more options, and it's going to bring more people in, because every person has different people that watch them and may not know the other people, and I think it helps everybody grow. I really do.
And like Tank, we're a bunch of normal people, River T. Don't worry about it. We're just a bunch of fishes that hang out.
There's a bunch of fishermen in here trying to do stuff.
This Sunday night show, we come here just to hang out and shoot shit.
Look, except for me, like, look at here. I won single-handedly by myself the first annual Live Fishing Tournament League Championship 2023. There's a trophy and a medal for that.
Yeah.
Look at there. There's a King of the Tennessee Host Championship. I won that there. I won a medal. Just so much stuff. Single-handedly. I won that. I won that fishing trophy right here from my house. I didn't even fish this year in the Live Fishing Tournament League. I took second, and I didn't even fish a tournament. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir.
Danny answered it for you. You must read that comment.
Listen, on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, basically. Oh, you're mean.
What's up, Danny?
Now, Tank, I got a question for you. Is there a way?
Spyron's yelling at me over Facebook that it's a new platform and he doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it. Well, that's where we're going to have to do a good job of kind of teaching everybody how to use it and be more familiar with it. I think this is going to be the new StreamYard, because StreamYard is not lowering their prices. And for the host of these things, last year I was spending almost $100 a month to host stand day and
I know
tournaments.
The limitation you might see is I only have spots for 2 admins,
which is fine. And you could probably buy extra if you need that, but
you can.
It's not that's not a huge deal. Hey, there's Sharina. What's up, Sharina? Haven't seen you in a while.
Cutting up with creeps.
Language, Spyron.
Cold
in the house.
Now, is there a way to share on, if you put it up there, like does it only share it to whatever channel it's on or whatever? Like if somebody comments on Facebook, can you share it over here so that people on every channel can see it?
That's basically the point of the overlay, is because the overlay is all of the chats together.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm seeing over here, what's coming in, like I'm just watching the other part of the screen where it's got the 4 of us and the chats right next. Yeah. So that chat's that's right next to us. That's all the chats together.
Yes. Everybody watching can see that.
I love that because I stream to right now just Facebook and StreamYard and YouTube. and you can't see them together. That's pretty cool.
That's definitely something that like Twitch streamers are very used to, having their chat overlaid so everybody can.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing.
Now,
why is the chat on the right side of my screen not moving, but the one on Facebook is?
Because you weren't all the way down to the bottom, probably, or all the way up to the top now. I think with this one, you got to be at the most recent comment, John. Otherwise, it'll just stay at whatever one you're on.
But that's what I'm saying.
I've been fishing. I've been fishing all my life. So
the one on the side is way behind from the one I got on Facebook.
I have to scroll it.
Yeah, River T. I've been fishing all my life.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna leave that alone for me. I got this.
All right.
We'll do a late night chat where we can yell about it and figure it out.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, we're talking enough about this.
Everybody on the screen on panel has been fishing all their life. So,
yes.
Lifelong fisherman.
Yeah, I grew
up in Hawaii, so I did a lot of saltwater fishing growing up. And then when I was younger, lived in Texas, did fishing there. Fished all over.
Lance is probably the most accomplished multi-species guy from all the different places he's lived.
I fished in Louisiana. I fished in Alabama, Florida. Where else? Corpus Christi, Texas for saltwater fishing. Did wahoo fishing.
Oh, there you go. That's cool. Let's see. I've done Louisiana. I've done New York. Trout. I've done fly fishing. We used to be 15 minutes away. We lived actually about 15 minutes away from where the Woodstock 1960s Woodstock, where that was at in Bethel. It was actually in Bethel, New York, not Woodstock. But anyways, that's a different story. We were only about 15 minutes from there, but it was near Roscoe, New York, which is the trout capital of the world, especially for fly fishing and dry flies. So there, New Jersey, saltwater fishing in Jersey and New York, and let's see, Colorado. I fished for trout out in Colorado.
Oh, I did that. Oh, that's for that.
Oh, and as John says, now I fish in almost Canada.
That's right.
Yeah. Basically.
You just soon say you in Canada.
Our pro staff chat is just a cycle of all summer Lance shows us his weather to make us jealous. All winter we do it back to him.
That's how it's done.
Except for when you guys were beating me in inches of snow.
That was strange times.
Yeah, I was expecting to see. I tell you what. Stan? Well, this is the Albatross 6000. I'm amazed with this. A lot of reels. A lot of reels, you've got to buy an extra power handle. And what's that? There's a couple of them that have, it's just something simple. Like, look at that. Look, I barely touched it, and look at how smooth the knob on the handle just for reeling is. I mean, everything is just super smooth. And that is, I'm going to start doing some more bank fishing because that's what I can get out and do during the week a few times. And this is going to be great because from the bank, some of the spots, the channel or the ledge, and I like to do a lot of ledge fishing. I think that catfish, especially big catfish, they relate to the ledge of the channel. So they're either going to be on top of it, they're going to be right kind of somewhere along it, or in the bottom out in the channel. And when you can cast from the bank out to that, I think that helps out. And that's one of the things that with the Ancient Mariner reels, I don't care if it's the Albatross or the original. Oh crap! I lost my wife's reel. She's going to be mad. Oh, there it is. Or the original, the original 6000 here. In my opinion, somebody said it the other night on one of the shows, and they were saying about Abu being the smoothest reel. Well, I fished with all of them, and this is actually the smoothest reel that I have fished with. And so, but that's what I'm going to fish from the bank, and I want the reel that I can get out to those spots with, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
I've said that to quite a few customers. Me and a bunch of our family have been lifelong Abu fans.
Absolutely.
And you know what you're getting, especially with old Abu. We have old ones. That's why we like the Ancient Mariner stuff, because it reminds us of them old, just rock tough, smooth as silk reels.
Yep. And
you don't pay as much for an Ancient Mariner, and it has a lifetime warranty.
There you go. And like I said, in my opinion, it functions better. I'm just saying.
Somebody's getting yelled at.
Stan?
That was me. John, she's like, that son of a gun took my Ancient Mariner reel.
That's what she's fussing about. You done got that reel.
What's up, Randy?
Hey, John, you know how I said when we do this, nobody else can hear it? Have Stephanie message her and say that it's okay. Your reel will come back. He's showing it live. He needs to show it.
Hey, dude, let me tell you something. I got fired Saturday.
I know it, dude.
Nobody in the group would help me out with that situation.
Well, sorry, I didn't hear about it yet until today, but I would have gladly had Diane message Stephanie in your behalf. I would have, but I didn't know about it. So I don't think it would have worked, but I'm just saying I would have tried. 30-30's out there. What's up, River Rat? He won the Golden Whisker for Bank Angler of the Year.
Oh,
that's right. Somebody was asking earlier, Spyron. I can't remember who it was. If you can upgrade some of the, and I don't know what they wanted to upgrade in them, but there's not much to. But there you go, the carbon fiber drags.
Oh, that was. The name slips me, and they're gonna hate me for it.
But yeah, but
they were asking questions to help me out with talking points there, and it was, can you upgrade the Ancient Mariners? And yeah.
Oh, that was Thomas, Laughing Cat.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. But when it's already got power handles, even on both of them, even on the original one here, somebody's gonna get a whooping tonight, Amy. They've already got a power handle, and with the counterbalance and everything, and that's what makes that go so smooth. But yeah, they come with that already, and a lot of the the Abu Garcias. If you've ever fished with an Abu without the power handle on it, I'm going to do my imitation and not even catching a fish. You get that, you're trying to get it out there to the channel and you're from the bank and you don't have the power handle on a regular Abu. This is reeling in.
Well, that
little and you're sitting there like this. That is the imitation of reeling in an Abu without the power handle on it.
I did a lot of bass fishing. I'm used to the double paddle.
Hey, Stan.
Yes, sir.
You see what he just posted in the chat, didn't you?
No, I missed it.
He says, I'm going to make it better. I don't stop.
Come on. Oh, Stan 3's in here. What's up, son?
Yeah, what's up, Stan 3?
There he is.
Yeah, we've got some conversations to be had, but there may be some news coming up with that. We know. Well, who knows?
Dan 3 was having a hell of a day on the water.
Oh, they're killing it up here. That's awesome. That's right. Well, and that's one thing.
Being mean, Spyron.
John, you remember that was when we had the call with Spyron and them, and that was what he tried to. He was already asking, like, what can make it better? And he is always. That's what I got from him in that short conversation that we had.
He's always looking to get better.
And, if people would want to spend $400 for the best, absolute perfect reel, Well, there's stuff that can be done, but there's only so much you can do within when you're already at a price point that's cheaper than the other really good reels out there, and you're already at a level that's better than them at a way lower price point. How much can you do? But I'll be right back.
That'd be an interesting show one day to get Spyron to talk about. Just to get Spyron to talk about, like, okay, you can do this, put this feature on a reel, but your reel will cost $10 extra because of that feature. And any company designing a reel has to make those decisions. You can't put every single feature and best thing out there and then also make it a budget price reel. It just doesn't work.
But hey, you got to give it to him. He does his best to do it.
He tries his hardest, and he comes pound for pound for the dollar. I believe Spyron does a better job than anybody else out there.
Yep.
Yeah, he showed me a picture one day of, you know, the round bearing that goes like on the end of the spool shaft, you know, helps you cast smooth. It was made out of ceramic. It was a $300 bearing for one.
That was a good one, Spyron.
That's the kind of bearing that some of those distance cast champions use, but you can't catch a fish on them because I think when you put the pressure of a fish, it like heats it up, and they don't like that much pressure and heat.
He sent me a good voice message just now, Tank.
I can imagine what it is, and I don't want to hear it.
Huh?
Spyron said buy a PC fund for budget.
Yeah, Spyron likes PC fun reels.
That was a good message, Spyron.
Was it a long one, John?
Yeah, I'll reply later.
Oh, Lord. And that's also the other thing with Spyron. He will, if you ask him, he'll tell you, like, okay, besides Ancient Mariner, who makes good reels, who makes good rods? He'll tell you.
Yeah.
He'll tell you which ones he thinks is like, no, this company does it right, this one does it right.
I would have to say so.
Well, he's helped design half of their stuff, so he knows which ones are.
Yeah, I know you heard that message live, Spyron.
Have to completely off topic. Where's this going? Would like the hoodie she's wearing.
I know what she's talking about. If it's better than the one, if it's better than what she was wearing at CatCon, she's gonna have to send me a picture of that saying, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So where can all these fine folks, especially the ones that probably new in here, where can they go to get our stuff, Tank?
How about rivercatstackle.com, and they can use code LM10 for 10% off. I even have a scroller for that. How about that? Clear enough now? Did I answer your question?
Yep.
Keep in mind, John does not charge shipping off of that website.
Exactly. It's all free shipping.
Especially the rods. When you price the rods, that makes a big difference.
Oh no, she ain't lying. It was a lot better than CatCon.
Oh Lord, John's having inside conversations outside of chat here.
Hey, I need to find out where she getting all this at.
Wait, you turned John pink.
That was a good one. You're right, D. V. That. Oh yeah. And I got my phone all screwed up. That's all right. I got it back. Oh, that was a good one. I'm gonna have to send that to you, Tank. You want me to send it to you?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
I don't know if I want to.
One head. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
I gotta send it to you, Tank. I have to.
Have to? I guess if you have to.
I have to, Tank.
Jody, thanks for coming in.
There you go, Tank. It's all for you, buddy.
Oh, Jody, I saw you TikTok a little while ago with your hat flying off.
I
have to read this.
Don't read it out loud.
That's all I'm going to say. That is. Yeah, buddy.
Laugh, bro. You know who's a good one.
John knows how I am not on camera and the things I would be saying.
You don't think I got a problem with you go with that? I mean, really?
Hey, I know.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, buddy.
Antoine Head's in here, y'all.
Yep.
Ooh, that was
he gave it to you? Oh, you should have jumped in after that.
Huh?
Gave Jody a hat, and then Jody lost it.
Oh. Things happen, though, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why when you see me catch a fish and I'm like going to pick it up and do the hook, half the time I throw my hat off because I don't want to lose it.
You can thank Smoky Mountain for that.
A special hat.
You know, I would have never lost this hat that Steve gave me. I'm just saying.
Did I show you this, Lance?
Welcome back.
Just kidding, Jody. Just kidding. You know, I think I'm gonna keep it like this. I kind of like that picture better than mine, because it's the number 2. The number 2. What is the chance of that? I mean, come on.
Thanks for coming in, bro.
Hey, Tank.
Hey.
I'm just kidding, Jody. Just a joke. Just a joke, Jody.
Are you showing me a toilet paper roll?
Did you see that, huh?
Oh, is that a rod tube?
That's why when you're on the boat and you're going up or down river, you gotta have that hat on backward.
I'll take my hat off if it's moving.
I'm just gonna say, no offense to Jody, but there's no hat. There's no way that all that hair is gonna stay under a hat.
Oh yeah, long hair. You can't keep a hat on.
Yeah, no, it's
for Chinese again.
I mean, look at this stuff. I'm having a hard time keeping a hat on with all this hair. So I don't know how she does it.
Oh wait, what's in that rod tube, John?
Oh, it was something that was going out the door until somebody won that rod earlier today. So the two had to be taken back apart. So it's Smoky Mountain that's got to deal with her and not me.
Oh, it's that tube.
Yeah, that tube.
Dan, you're being called out.
Uh-oh, who called me out now? Oh, if Stan ever... Oh, my gosh. Wow. Yeah, I get called out by a lot of people.
What's up, Parker?
That's why I'm supposed to get my stickers down to Lisa, and she's supposed to send them out for me. I was supposed to do that at CatCon, and then we all know that story. And for everybody that didn't hear yet, yes, my wife's doing a lot better.
That's good.
Yeah. And I heard John saying family first. I was trying to work out a way to get down there, and John's like, "Boy, you big ass shows up down here, I'm going to kick you all the way back to Virginia. You stay up there and deal with your wife in the clot."
It's always family. Smoky Mountain said he ain't worried about it because you're a sweetheart. The boss is a sweetheart.
Oh, you sucking up, buddy.
Oh.
We love you anyway.
Jody, that is the worst picture of me I think I've ever taken.
Do what?
How you doing, Crappie Day?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the picture messed up. She told me, no, smile, and I'm bad at fake smiling.
He is smiling. That's a pretty good smile. Jody's just got such a great smile that it makes it hard to stand next to her.
That
and
might
smile.
be it. Jody's smile is natural, and mine looks like I'm trying to hold in a fart.
Hey, Terry.
You sure you wasn't?
I
Who?
might have been. I don't
I think,
remember.
I think you was.
It's possible.
I just got a message from. I'll be right back. I just got a message from Epic. Let me see what he's doing.
Uh-oh.
Is that Carrie or is that Tyler on his mom's account?
I think it's Carrie.
There will be more opportunities for everything.
Yep.
There's gonna be a show in Mississippi at some point. It'll be like in y'all's back door because Creech will be going.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing one at in Jackson at the Wildlife Fishery Extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jody, because you look good in it. I look like an idiot.
We're gonna get that one out of the way.
I
And
got a
then,
question. Can anybody hear me?
I hear
yeah.
you. I hear you, Stan.
Oh, wow. I like that better than StreamYard already. Because with StreamYard, when I go off of the page and I'm trying to do something else, like it cuts off my audio. Like I can hear y'all,
Oh,
and
Tyler's at a party.
that's awesome. She farted. That's why she was. What the what?
You know, that's what we gotta do. We gotta get Tyler back up here again.
Oh my gosh.
That's
It's
true.
been a while.
Stan Burrito says the post office is open tomorrow.
I know I'm a jackass. I'll be the first to admit that I am horrible with that. That is my biggest area of opportunity, and that was the whole point. Like I was trying to bring her a bunch of stickers and stuff because I am so horrible at that. Laughing Cat said, so it would appear that Andrew is shorter than he is.
Mike Brobeck. Thanks
I
for
don't
coming
know.
in.
I think Jody was on her toes for this picture. So, 'cause I remember her being like at my waistline.
That's Flathead Mike.
Oh, is that who that is?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This all makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, Flathead Mike. That's Flathead Mike.
Oh, that's Mr. selling reels like a used car salesman all day Saturday. It was impressive to watch, Lance. You should have seen him. He'd put his elbow up on the rack like so. What'll it take for me to get you in a new reel today? Like, whoa, buddy.
Hey, I think somebody's trying to. I ain't gonna trust that. V says, John, I have Smokey's address for the rod. I'll send it to you.
Terry said Tyler is ready to go fishing. Would you guys?
Say when. I'm just impressed that Jody actually got me to take a picture because I hate taking pictures. Although I took a lot at CatCon.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. Next year, Tank, you're going to have to bring a scripto with you because you're going to be signing pictures.
Hey,
cool.
I signed 2 or 3 things.
There you go. I'm just saying. Absolutely. I've signed stuff. Go ahead.
One was for Carson, and then he signed my hat, and then
one
was
cool.
for Danny's granddaughter. And I think there was 1 or 2 others mixed in. It was a couple hats.
That's awesome, dude. You know, what better examples than for the youth out there like that? Like, that's just so, Carson's just such a cool kid. And
yeah, I had never met him or anything. He's a more natural showman than any of us. Which is
absolutely, he's awesome. Yeah, Thomas is tall too. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, Jody looks closer to my height than reality in that picture. I don't know what kind of stuff she pulled. I know. The first time she gave me a hug, I reached my arm out and I wrapped my arm around her head by accident.
Smokey's in trouble now. Everybody won't know where they was at when he won a rod.
He said sleeping. I don't know.
We'll have to talk John into giving away more rods. What's up, Greg?
Oh, Greg Burgess.
Oh, he's quiet.
I'm trying to watch the chat, man.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Let me.
Turns his camera off. He's being weird.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, because if I don't put the camera off and I'm trying to do other stuff, I'll show you what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're gonna crash the whole live.
No. I'm so used to StreamYard, that wasn't it. Now I don't even know how to get back to the live. What? What is going on? I think I got it. Oh, there we go. There you go.
Yeah.
If I try to do other stuff off the live, and you're like, of course, it's always going to freeze on your picture doing this.
Exactly.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, have you seen that short? Show me the face that you use to ruin a picture, and everybody's like, y'all ever do that when you're taking like family pictures and stuff? Do you like to make a messed up face to piss people off on purpose? Like, that's just hilarious. I have so much fun with that.
I'd flip everybody off, me.
But we may or may not. I can either confirm or deny. If I can get this link, to them, I can neither confirm or deny if we have a special guest up on.
Already
See,
an hour in.
Back up, man. I'm looking in your eyeball.
You're doing another 3-hour show?
See, that's why right there. That's why I mute the camera right there.
He got too close to the camera. I was all up in his eyeball.
Well, I'm trying to see. I'm an old man, John. I'm trying to see the link to send it and all this other kind of crap.
Well, you got to do like me. You got to have 2 items running before you can watch it separately.
Oh, Tim says all right, we're going to take a little poll. Do we want the special guest to pop up tonight or not? It might be an epic guest. I'm just saying. We'll put the poll. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. What's chat say? It's up to chat because it's chat.
That's right.
It's chat that got to decide if they want to stay for another hour if Epic comes up.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody's answering super quick yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought there would be like, it would fill right up. It could be an epic guest. I'm just saying.
Y'all didn't ask that right.
All right, you ask it then.
This is what you're supposed to say.
Go ahead, my friend.
What the hell? Y'all want Epic to come up or not?
All right, that would have been better. Yes, that's way better.
There we go.
Oh, Antoine is a high school assistant principal. Oh, wow, that explains a lot.
We might need
what
to pre-schedule him and have him at the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe next week or so. It might be more worth for him to pre-schedule him next week.
He's epic. He'll come up tonight. He'll come up next week. If we're talking about fishing, he wants to be in.
That's true.
And apparently, if we're talking about River Cat's tackle, he wants to be in also. So now it's just if my slow old John would say my old ass can get this sent to him quick.
I don't know if I have him on Facebook or just his phone number.
I sent it.
A whole game and set up there, River T.
And welcome in. River T was pretty cool out there. I love the dad jokes. I saw that one about the mountain climber. Did you hear what the mountain climber called his son? What he named his brand new son? He named him Cliff. Get it, Cliff, mountain climber, Cliff. I'm gonna like River T. I like that. I like that. He had a couple other good ones out there that I don't remember right now, but I'm gonna use some of them. What fish has the worst haircut out there? The fish that has the worst haircut. A mullet.
Oh God.
Now you talking about lame.
Oh my gosh. Hey, if a fish needs to get a loan, where does he go?
The bank.
That's right. He goes to the bank. And he goes to the riverbank unless he's got really bad credit. Then he goes to the loan shark. Get it?
Wow.
Loan shark.
Wow.
Woo wee. I'm on fire tonight. You want to hear a few more? No. Oh well. I tried.
All right. I text the link to Tim.
Oh, there you go.
That'll work, Smoky Mountain.
I sent it to him on.
You got to get out early. You got to get up early too. Your package is going in the mail tomorrow. What is tomorrow? It ain't Mardi Gras. So
Did he pay for anything in the package, or you just kept giving him giveaways? What's going on?
No.
No,
He had already acquired some stuff the night before.
He has the link. We're seeing if he's able to come up.
And
That's right. There we go.
They ship it out on Sunday. So
And
the transaction went down today, which means he got lucky enough, and they're going to go out with the same shipment.
And Tank, at this particular point, you may be able to help him more than I can. Because I had a hard enough time getting myself up here. And now my screen is black.
If John can do it, anybody can do it.
Just saying.
Hey, I made it in here. I ain't fooling with that.
Yeah, but Tank can take you out. I'm just saying. I mean,
Don't touch anything. Like, I've been using StreamYard and Restream. Literally, today's my first day actually using them, and already everybody's asking me how to do things.
Well,
how does this happen?
Look what I'm doing. Look at that picture there. Look how wow. What an idiot! There's a close up of my bad dental work. Wow! Oh my gosh! Unbelievable! What am I doing? Rookie! What a complete rookie! You would never look at that. Oh my goodness! See what happens? Now I'm froze.
As Randy,
what are you looking at?
Smokey. Oh, that's V.
Oh,
Well, what's it be about?
I don't know. He just left it. I think he was froze on his screen, but he wasn't froze on my screen. Then he just left.
It wasn't on mine either.
I didn't know what he was laughing about.
No, that's what he gets for pushing too many buttons. See, when you go to fooling with buttons that you don't know nothing about, they end up getting you in trouble.
Restream is a software that we use to be able to, like, it gives us the backstage stuff so I can, like, move pictures and comments. And
check this out. I found some other stuff.
Restream is just another app to stream from.
Yeah.
I found some things, but I ain't touching nothing.
Yeah, I got
Where's the hands? Where's the hands, John? Where's the hands? You have your truck key in your hand? What are you doing? Oh, I don't know where Stan went. We're just chilling now.
I can tell you what happened. He pushed the wrong button.
Now he got to get back in.
Yeah, you got to figure out how to get back in.
I know when I first tried to come in, it said it wasn't compatible with Google. Okay,
man, look,
well,
that thing wanted me to start a Google account and everything else. And I was like,
let me go
no, this ain't gonna work. Now you're asking for too much. Then he sent me something else, and I clicked on it, and all I had to do with that one there was put my name on it. Boom, here I am.
Yep. It's
Why
almost like
that's
StreamYard, Thomas. It's just a different streaming service.
Yeah.
I believe it's a lot cheaper too.
Hope so. I think when StreamYard went up in prices, it became cheap.
Byron said he just saw ice chasing down somebody.
They were probably chasing you.
Oh no, they ain't after me.
No, they're chasing Byron.
Yeah, buddy. The body snatchers in here. That's Marcus Land out of Tennessee. And V, send me your address. I know you're still in here because you're just waiting to swipe somebody.
Uh-huh.
I like that shirt though.
Waiting in, seeing if you do another giveaway.
I like that shirt. Yes, indeed.
Oh.
Huh? What happened? We lost Stan?
Yeah, he ain't made it back.
I don't know where he wanted.
I told y'all he's pushing too many buttons. He don't know nothing about any of that. Dang. Byron said he speaks 4 languages. Give him a break.
Yeah, he speaks 4 languages, and 2 of them are too vulgar for streaming.
Yeah.
Language? It's either another language or a typo.
It said, V says, I'm here waiting to upset the balance. V, Stephanie says she needs your address.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Uh-oh.
What?
Are you ready?
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, who the hell are you?
Dun dun dun! It's epic savage catfish tonight.
That's what I'm screaming.
Got
What's up,
got my Jolly Roger on, my angry hat. So look the fuck out.
Yeah, I tried to get some Jolly Ranchers, but they wouldn't give me none.
What's up, Fresno?
Oh, this was kind of weird, but thanks to my awesome wife and her internet skills, I was able to join you.
That's why I had texted you just now. Like, you just need to wait till next week. Are you okay, buddy?
Me? Of course I'm okay.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I had to get somebody on the phone to get me into this one.
Well, I had to work both days this weekend because otherwise my workers were just going to be like, doing absolutely freaking nothing.
Yeah.
Because we came down to the end of a project on Friday, and so I had to start a whole bunch of new projects, so they have something to work on. So yeah, it's a little savagery going on.
Yeah. You still under ice up there? Conditions
Well, actually, the ice is coming off. Now it is tumbling down shallow rivers 12 foot. That was yesterday. It was coming down fast, shallow rivers, 12 foot, crashing the bottom, and then water was building up, and it was like juggernauting down the thing. And it's obvious, absolutely obvious, why fish in our area do true wintering in deep water. Because when that stuff starts going, like giant slabs start turning over like this, smashing the bottom and then turning over like that, yeah, it's pretty incredible. I wish I would have had my phone charged when I saw that this week.
Yeah, that's some dangerous stuff there.
Yeah, it'll grind catfish into the limestone.
Yes,
Well,
indeed.
Oh yeah,
so if you catch them after that, would they be tenderized?
they would be tenderized, and I don't think you can catch them after that. But at this point, at
Well,
this point, at least millions of years of evolution have taught them that they need to winter in like deeper, slower water areas instead of that shallow water shit. I'm sure some of them get ground into the limestone like nobody's business.
All right, language.
What?
Oh, check that out. We have a River T 2023
oh,
is German. I've only got one thing to say. Zwei Bier bitte. Zwei Bier bitte.
oh, you figured out how to get back in here, Stan?
Yeah, finally. I know how to ask for 2 beers in German, but I couldn't figure out how to get back in on a restream. But
Oh, you guys are awesome. I'm telling you. What have I CatCon was like last week? I'm already missing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like forever ago because this week was nuts.
Yeah,
Rough.
but I can guarantee you this. It won't take it long and it'll be here.
Yeah.
Because the older you get, the faster time flies.
Actually,
no kidding.
John, that is a scientific requisite right there. The older you get, the
Tim,
faster time flies.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and I think mathematically, me with the math, like it makes sense because when you're younger, when you're in school, you've only been alive for 12 years, 13 years, whatever.
That's a fact.
That's
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Say 10 years, that's 3,650 days. That's all you've been alive.
All right.
So of course, one day seems like a longer term or months or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just mathematically your experiences, and when you've had 30,000 of them like we have, you get older, and time just goes because mathematically you've already been through that many days, so it makes sense.
I
But
think here's a question for Tim. So Ms. V asks, so they had a early winter. They had winter early and waters became cold early, almost by a month and a half. Surely this has to have an effect on the catfish.
It absolutely does. So it fast forwards there, and it depends on what part of the country she's in. I think V described to me in Ohio, which is pretty much longitudinally just across from me. So the earlier winter comes, and let's just say this, and I think she's going to love this because the catfish period of activity is absolutely monikered by the amount of daylight. Absolutely, that is the procession, the beginning. So as you go into it, catfish aren't such fast movers that they can afford to have a faux winter. If winter comes early, it's always monikered by the amount of daylight. So that they're never too far away when 35 degrees hits and they need, in the center of the part of the country, need to go into winter stasis, or what we would call the homeopathic period of sustainability or protection. So if 35 degrees hits when they're still doing their jaunting around in shallow water shit, then they get frozen in animation and they really can't move very well. And then all of a sudden the ice comes in. They could be like in the middle of the ice. So Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin are generally controlled. Well, not generally controlled. They're mostly controlled by the amount of daylight, because all of a sudden it could be 60 degrees, and then tomorrow it could be 32 degrees, or it could be 19 degrees air temperature, and they could get caught up shallow or caught in the wrong places, and then all of a sudden they just can't be in the preservatory phase, so they
So
have to
Tim,
be fairly close.
what you're saying is because for the purpose of survival, they have a,
Absolutely.
they have adopted this because there's certain daylight. The amount of daylight doesn't change year to year. Temperatures
Right.
can
It
change.
never does. Temperatures
We
change,
could
but
be we could be here in Virginia and have 5 weeks of
What's up, Greenwell?
60 something degree weather from December
yeah,
15th to January 15th, and you would
yeah,
think, oh wow, the catfish are going to do this and that, and then
yeah.
all of a sudden, bam, we get winter, which is what happened to us here,
Right.
and you would
And
have a lot of fish dying if that
remember one
happened.
thing, y'all haven't had catfish on the East Coast for more than 40 years. We've had them for like 350 million years.
Well, blue cats and flatheads, we had channel cats, right?
Sure. And white cat.
And
And
white
okay,
catfish, which is a
okay.
bullhead.
Yeah. Oh, Stan nailed it right there.
Hey, Tim, we've talked a lot. I've
Yeah,
learned a lot.
yeah, we have. We love it. Yeah, bullheads. But they're the biggest bullheads. They are
Absolutely.
the biggest catfish in the Amarius family.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
much
have.
so much so that they had convergent. Uh, uh, they had what's called convergent development or
Mm-hmm.
convergent that any of that other, because white cats look a lot like a channel cat, just
Mm-hmm.
like our pike here look a lot like the pike from Europe, even though they didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have a serious common ancestor. They have just
Yep.
Now,
diverged into that niche and fit that.
and Tim, is that a reason? Is that a reason why, like, white catfish are very? Same thing with channel cats. Like, they're very. They can survive and they thrive in a lot of different temperatures and a lot of
Yes,
different conditions. Is that why
yes,
they stock like channel
yes.
cats and white cats? I think that's one of the big things they're doing now with white catfish. They're actually stocking them in a lot of different ponds and across the country. Like they've
Yeah.
actually been doing that lately.
Well, the 70s, they stocked bullheads in almost every single body of water that we had. If it was a gravel pit or a whatever, I mean, they put those in. And then all of a sudden they started putting large amount of bass and they started eating those. And so the bullhead population took a hit on the chin.
Miss V has kind of a follow-up temperature question, and then I'll
Okay.
come back to catch fish with us.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Miss V noticed fishing on Ohio today was actually really well. They had 3 above normal temps for the last 3 days. Are they taking advantage because they were pushed down early?
Nope. It's a 3-day thing. If you can get stable conditions, especially in what I would call the positive range. Now, if you get 3 days in the negative range where it was like 22 and now all of a sudden it's 19 and then it's 16, that's not in your favor. But if you're getting 30, 35, and then 45, and then 55, that is in the positive as far as the 3-day bite window, or at least the consistency of what's going on. So you could expect a bite to be better on 3 days of like considerable warming. Yeah. Old V, she acts like she doesn't know much, but she does. She does.
Then it's a
What's up,
slight
Jack
change of.
Steele?
Oops, sorry. Was that Lance?
I
No,
think
I was
I
just
think
saying
Lance
hi
was
to
saying
Jeff
hello to
Steele.
somebody.
Oh, catch fish with us.
Yes.
Question for you, Tim. Question about bait tanks. Did you notice any trends with the fish in your bait tanks that correlated to fish activity?
Absolutely not. Pretty much bait tanks are a faux situation. So matter of fact, my bait tanks are so ridiculous with body mass per volume of water that I can't believe they can even function at all. because, you know, I might have 25, you know, golden suckers in 450 gallons. I might also have like 10 giant carp, and I'm telling you, carp are savages. They will beat up the suckers so bad if you don't have enough room. They'll beat it, and the suckers will just die just from running into those savage carp. You know, they have the rough fins, they have the rough scales, they have the rough everything. Yeah. And so when I have something that's even 400 gallons, I have to be careful on how many fish of what species I put in them. Like bluegills maintain like a spatial deal. I can put 500 bluegills in there. But when the carp and suckers are rubbing up against each other, and maybe I'll have a channel cat and maybe a couple of what do you guys call that in the deep south? A bowfin,
A shoe pick.
a shoe pick.
In
So I
Louisiana,
might
but
have 4
yes.
or 5 shoe pick in there, which I don't normally, you know, like put them on the hook. I don't put them on the hook in front of cameras all that much, just because I like them. They're kind of rare where I'm at. But like if you get down to Georgia and, you know, maybe even Virginia, maybe they're a lot more common. But
they are over here. They are.
Generally speaking, if to get back to their question, do I notice in tanks all that much what is going on with the bite? It has to have, I can, and I have, but I have to have a voluminous amount of volume of water and a relatively small population in there for a lengthy period of time, and I have to pay really hard attention to everything to notice stuff that's going to mimic the actual world outside. And I've never said that because you have fish in tanks, you're going to be able to understand fish in nature, because it's artificial. It's propagated. It's kind of, you know, whatever. But I've never noticed, you know, like I may have a situation where the fish in my tanks don't want to eat much, but I go out there and it's just Katie bar the door. You know, it's just takedown after takedown, and then the opposite can happen. It's just one of those things because it is a you know, in my tanks that I had in my house, it was basically a stable environment the whole time. Now, in my outdoor tanks, I could, and I was trying to get to this. In my 1,000-gallon and my 1,500-gallon outdoor tanks that were like, you know, they were literally beholden to the temperature, the humidity, all the stuff. Yes, I could, but you still couldn't have it too packed with, you know, your scientific anomalies, as I called them, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6. You couldn't have like 15 giant blues, because then they start to react to each other more than they do the natural situation. Yeah.
Now, Tim, I have a question for you. We talked a lot about this, and you know, with the 3 main species, channel cat, blue cat, and flathead, like they all have preferred depth, structure, cover, etc. Now, with blue cats relate to current. I'm talking blue cats now.
Now,
we talked a lot about that.
Pause for a second. Let's get this clear with our whoever's in here. When you say that, it's absolutely true. But let's think about this. When it comes to channel cats, flatheads, and blue cats, not only do they separate themselves from speed of current, but they also separate themselves as far as depth. And they also separate themselves as proclivity to the cover that they desire.
Absolutely.
Let's go this. Channel cats love cover. Let's go this down
Absolutely,
the 1,
dude.
2,
Let's
3.
do it.
Channel cats love cover
Mm-hmm.
in pre-spawn. They could give a shit less about cover other than that 1 month of May or June, depending where you're at, as opposed to April in the south. So blue cats almost don't care about cover at all unless it is to the duty of the spawn. Flatheads love cover. They love depth to certain things. All times of year, depending, but they're especially pinching on and upon cover. So goat stand.
Well, this is what I was. We've talked a lot before about having specifically blue cats in the outdoor tanks where it was speed of current. They preferred a certain speed and current that they were feeding in.
Yes, sir.
And that's true because look at the way they're built. Like they are built for that. But
Yeah.
that's one of the things. She was asking about what you've learned from fishing the tanks. So I know
Yeah.
that's one of the things as far as like catfish. That and it just goes to what each fish is designed to, what they're designed to live in and what they prefer.
And it makes so much sense because it keeps them from desiring this same habitat. Just like leopards, lions, and cheetahs. Cheetahs like the open plains, leopards like the trees, and lions like the savanna. Think about it.
We are watching some of the wild
Hey,
cats in their natural
I
habitat.
got. Hey, man, I got one for you.
Absolutely.
The habitat in the of the shoe pick.
Uh-huh.
That's another one for you.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're catching shoe pick, you're not catching a lot of catfish. That's just my opinion.
Well,
You're
Catch
definitely
a lot
not
of
catching a lot
bullheads
of
in
big
shoe pick
catfish.
water.
There you go. Yes. You may catch some channel catfish. I think that might be similar.
but you
Yes.
know what? You know what's the
Yep.
best part about that part of it though? If you start catching shoe pick that's 3 foot long,
Uh-huh.
that's really good eat. That's really good eating.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So Tim, Stan 3's asking,
Mhm.
how do you set up with the wind in relation to a channel ledge? Do you want the wind coming off the ledge or blowing up the ledge?
All right, this is going to sound a little weird, but I give no credence to the wind these days.
Huh.
I really don't care which way the wind's going as long as it's not coming up river. I don't care
Well-
whether it's east, west, or north. As long as it's not coming up river and slowing the bite down, I give no credence to wind. I will figure out how I'm going to anchor on it no matter what. I'm going to keep the ass end of the boat from swaying way too far, and I'm still going to throw donkey baits to big fish.
Now, does that answer change if you're talking about rivers versus lakes?
Lakes,
current
rivers,
situation.
no matter what. And see, that's one of the reasons why I don't fish lakes a lot, is because you get a crosswind on a lake. I want to present a bait a certain way, and you just ended up getting your ass handed to you a little bit.
Yep.
Because and think of this, I fish rivers that flow north south. I fish rivers that flow south north. I fish rivers that flow east west and west east. But I have that luxury here because I'm in that center part of the United States. So if I come to a boat ramp and it's blowing so hard north, from south to north with a good current, I've got giant freaking waves. I can literally on the same day kind of move over, but yet I'm still going to be able to deal with it. I've caught some giant catfish when the wind was absolutely wrong.
I
But
understand the question, son.
I have to go to the hardest current available to make that shit happen. Because if I go downriver, even a quarter mile, even 3 miles or 4 miles, and I've got white caps higher than my motor, which sticks up about 3 foot. The bite is pretty much sullied at that point, because now I would still fish that. I would still fish it in a normal situation if we had, white caps that were 2.5, 3 foot for 3 days in a row. But I'm not dumb. I just decide not to fish that, and I'm going to maybe fish an east-west portion of the
Now,
river.
Tim, let me break this question down a little bit more. Like what's
Yeah,
stand 3? The question what you've heard, like you heard if the wind is blowing a certain direction.
yeah.
And I know you're not a big a lot of people say if you find the bait, that's where the fish are, and it's not necessarily always true.
That is a thing of lakes. It is not a thing
And
of rivers.
absolutely. However, some of the things that stand 3 is used, and this is just from his hours spent on the river and his what he does if the wind is just started, it just switched from let's say from an east direction or from a west direction to an east direction.
Yep,
Um, and it's that first day of that wind.
yep.
He's not going to fish the opposite shore, which everybody says, oh, if it's blowing to the west, like all the stuff is going to be over there. If it's the first
Not
day of it and it's
yeah,
coming
not the
from
first
the
day.
west to the east, he's at
Yep.
the ledge where it's going to blow all that stuff off of the westerly coast or the westerly shore. And it's worked here. That's he's had some good results with that other people aren't catching things because they're fishing the other side of the river and not the other side of the river. But there could be other things involved with that. But that is what. Now, if it's been blowing for several days the same direction, then it's a different thing, and you
Sure,
find fish
sure,
from different
sure.
spots. But
But
that's
what we're talking about is a little bit more in depth than our normal
yeah,
situation.
absolutely,
So
absolutely,
did you see my hand motion right there?
absolutely. Yes, I did, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so as the wind is coming off the west or the east or whatever,
Mhm.
first day, pretty soon it starts. If you're in a slow water environment like the James,
Yes.
you are going to start picking up plankton off the bottom and start crashing it off the top, exposing it to the wind, exposing it to the cold, and all of a sudden it becomes a little bit immobile. So as the plankton, even if it's deep, as it starts getting sucked off the top, because what's going to happen in hydrodynamics is the wind's going to come in, it's pulling the top layer and pulling the bottom layer up, and it starts going like this.
Yep.
All right,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
especially in the
Absolutely.
first day. And so then catfish on that side, they already know.
Yep.
They're already confident. They're like, oh, my food is a little bit discombobulated. And so
Yep.
if you think about it in that way, it's the same thing as reverse current in your river situation. Even though reverse current is only like
and
1.5% of the whole volume of a
and
river, you
uh,
find those situations catfish already know.
and Tim, there's a lot of that. Like same thing was like the pressure. You hear people with pressure, like the when the pressure stops, the smaller organisms start coming up first and all that. So is that it's all that kind of stuff. I think it's I don't know. I think that it's all my opinion with all that, like all the different things. The more positive things that are going, you're gonna have a better bite. The more negative things, there's not one particular thing.
There is. There's one particular
Oh,
thing.
go ahead, my friend.
It is consistency for 3 days in a row.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
That's the one thing. And then you
3
have like 17 other things, but that's the one thing. And it doesn't matter where you're at, whatever part of the country you're at, Canada to Mexico and from Florida all the way out to Canada to what is that one state we've got that nobody likes? California. Yeah. So 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 generally speaking, 3 days in a row of constant weather whether it be warm, whether it be whatever. And the trend, so if the trend is 3 days no water up, that's better. Trend 3 days flat, that's better. Now, people that live down in Louisiana and such, some of them, and all you guys that live on tidal waters, the gentler the tidal flow goes for 3 days, the better it's going to be for you. If it's like a drastic, if like one day it's like a foot, then the second day it's like 4 foot, and the next day it's, third day it's like 6 foot, that's pretty damn drastic. I'm saying if as long as you can stay in 3 days of fairly stable, not changing that much, the bite is going to be that much better. But that is all I can quantify for 45 years of being on every kind of water that there ever has been. And that's what I'm saying.
And Tim,
Okay.
what do you count for like those massive bites? Everybody
Stan.
says, and I've experienced this myself. I know you've
Hold on,
experienced
Stan.
it.
We have 2
Everybody out
questions
there,
pending.
when you've got that storm coming in,
Oh.
and all of a sudden you're like, bam, 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 every rod could go off, and it's just for that certain. We've talked about that a lot. The bite window. I do that in air quotes, and that's difference between warmer temperatures and et cetera. It's that bite window, and being in the right spot at the right time. The bite window, as it gets better temperatures and better conditions, the bite window is wider, and as your adverse conditions, the bite window is smaller, and that's why you see different things like that. But
Hey, John.
but that's how
John,
much do you?
John,
Yes.
I want to explain to you exactly why I've always liked Stan. Because Stan can see the trees through the forest. And from day one, I think Stan had like 200 and whatever followers. And
Yeah,
I was
222. We'll go with it,
yeah,
Tim. Go with 222.
222, and there was literally nobody in the feed. But
Yeah,
Stan, but
we had
literally,
22 people in there.
exactly. But Stan could understand the principles of fish behavior based on what
Maybe
he's
not
doing.
100%,
Yeah,
Tim. Maybe not
no,
100%,
I'm not
but
saying that. I'm not saying that. But
absolutely,
you
absolutely. Thank
quickly
you.
gravitated towards understanding that, because that line of questioning that you were just putting out is so spot on. And so so
Well,
raise
Tim.
raise your hand in here if you'd like to watch Jacques Cousteau back in the day. I did.
Oh, dude.
I like Animal
Absolutely.
Kingdom, and I recently put out my first like actual gear video based on Johnny Quest, the song
It
behind
was
Johnny Quest.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
love Johnny Quest, and I found a rod, something that was that I hadn't seen in like multiple years. But that's one of the things I liked about Stan, and Stan could grasp so close or so good on a
Hey,
program that was very difficult to grasp,
well,
because it took like eons of time to understand that stuff. And
well,
I'm telling you, Stan, you have a talent. You have a talent for
well,
being able to do that.
oh,
And these donkey drinks have gotten on me, so I'm going to have to go visit the old restroom, and then
Yeah.
I'll pour myself one, and I'll be right
well,
back.
Tim, I don't think a lot of people understand how
Hey,
many
man.
hours we have spent together. Like that's
Yeah.
He needs to go before he starts tasting it.
I hear you.
Run, Tim, run.
I'm literally smart enough to go before that. I was born in the '60s, but not.
Look, I muted him. Run now. Quick.
I told somebody you know what, I got a community guideline violation on TikTok for saying this. I said I do not squabble with sheep. And I got a community violation for that, so I was scared of whatever. But I do not run when I can walk.
All right. when Tim does get back, I see Miss V, Joshua. There's a few questions pending that we'll try to get through these.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave. I love Stan's questions. They're very educational, but I do want to prioritize the chat questions.
Absolutely, dude. I apologize. That's just my
I know you know, but you're just locked in conversation. I'm staring at chat.
Thank you.
I know how it
That's
is.
what we need. That's what
I know how it is.
Andrew, let me say something. First of all, with River Cats Tackle, that is what is amazing. That's what John has put together. And now, Creole catfishing, and it's just amazing how everybody's got their own strength. It's almost like it was put together on purpose.
No,
Everybody's got
believe
their
it or
own
not,
things that they do. It is just absolutely amazing. So
John
believe it
will
or
never
not,
admit to his master plan.
believe it or not, Stan, this shit was all by accident.
yeah, S&T, what's up, my brother? Great to see you. No, look I've spent so many hours with Tim. Like, I can't thank him enough for what he's passed on to me and Stan 3. And it's just, Spyro's got to run. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Man, I wanted to sit there and talk all kinds of engineering and math and all that with Spyro. That was one of the biggest disappointments, not being able to sit there and do that with him. Thank you. But
Call
yes,
him.
it's
He likes talking.
yeah, I would sit there. We could have sat there 5, 6, 7 hours, and I just love it. But
Wasn't
yes,
that long ago he gave me a 2-hour lecture on how to properly make a carbon fiber blank with all of the heating process stuff.
Yeah,
it is way more than I thought it was. Complicated than I thought it would be.
John, myself, and Spyro, it was like an hour conversation, the very first one, and we were just, basic stuff, but it was awesome. It was awesome. I'm just so glad, it is just amazing that epic catfish that Tim Scott, for those of us that have known Tim for a while, and even before social media and stuff, Tim was out there trying to promote, when what the heck is his name with Bass, Bass, and they were trying to promote like catch and release with Bass. Like catfish never got that. Catfish was always just like this garbage fish, this food fish. And no, in most waters out there, your number one predator, your number one fish in all of the waters across the country is catfish. Like that is the fish. And they don't get the credit that they deserve. And I think that that's one thing that Tim has tried to promote from day one. And I just think that's awesome. And I agree.
That's my number one is education about everything. Arguing and yelling gets nowhere. It's education.
Yes, and dude, we got to do it with we can't just say, "Oh, you're a dumbass." You don't, no.
This was supposed to be a PG-13 show, guys.
Yeah, and it's not their fault. Like if their grandfathers, let's face it. Like if your great grandfather, your grandfather, your father taught you some things, like that's what you thought was the truth. And it's not till you go out there and experience different things, and that when it's real life experience and you really feel it in your heart, you experience these fish. When you catch a monster fish, it's like man, it brings I'm an emotional person. I
don't know if I want to leave Stan in a dark room with a fish by himself now.
No. It's an emotional thing.
Yeah, but
like
Stan's right. It's a Zen experience.
Yes,
it's one of those things.
Just you.
And you know what? I am not on video saying anything is beautiful more than a giant catfish. and I rubbed that catfish and I said, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Or something like that. And if you're truly in it, if your heart's in it, you can say things. I can like put the red heart on a just like a regular comment, and nobody thinks I'm trying to ask them out on a date. They know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, we hear you talking to them. Like we hear you when
I'll try to get through these chat questions with you, Tim, because I think we're behind by 2 or 3.
Okay.
But Miss V is, do flats come into the lakes at the same time they are coming into the rivers?
Oh.
Actually, that's kind of a little bit backwards. Usually in lake situations, they migrate into the rivers, into their pre-spawn situation in the in like sometimes March, wherever you're at, if you're in a warmer climate, sometimes May, sometimes beginning of June. But when it comes to wintering, they'll go back to winter situations in lakes because it's safer than a river. If they have access to a lake with deep water, good oxygen content, they have been able to do that stuff. Oh my! I just got a text from one of my oldest friends right here, and I'm not going to leave. I'll answer it tomorrow. But so I've got a friend by the name of Bob Preston that has been with me for so many years, like
Tim.
way back in the day. You remember Bob Preston?
Yeah, I remember you talking about him. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Absolutely, dude.
yeah.
Like,
He
he's one of
is.
your best friends. Like, how could I not remember you talking
Yeah,
about him? That's
he's pretty much like a 30-year vet on this thing, and
yeah,
he is
yeah,
a
yes.
beautiful person. He fishes.
Well,
He got sent to Florida, and so he ended up fishing the Altamaha, and he ended up fishing a whole bunch of other places. But I'm telling you, this guy, if he was on social media, he'd be a star. I'm
well.
telling you, I have so many people that are not on social media, and I've always said this. I've
That's
always said this. I said there's guys that are not on social media that
absolutely.
catch giant fish and have so much knowledge, and yeah, a lot of them are old. We're kind of like this, whatever, like.
Well, well, Tim, that's kind of like we want to see. When you're old school, like we are, you want to see people firsthand before you give inform. You want to see if they're the right
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
people.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's an old
That's
school
right.
kind of thing. Like you didn't want to share things with somebody that was an asshole or a
Yeah,
jack. You wanted to make sure you were sharing it to the right kind of people that respected the fish,
Yep.
that was, thought the same kind of lines as you do, and you'd do all you could to help them out. But then
but
you
hold
get
on,
those people that are
hold on,
gonna.
Stan. Hold on, Stan. Hold on. I gotta say this for all the River Cats tackle people that I met this last cat con.
About to give us the
That's
bird.
no, 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 no. You guys are on that level. That
uh
level. You don't speak hard. Like every once in a while I do. I speak kind of hard. Uh, but
Oh, I do every now and then myself.
but
I was on my
Tim,
best behavior at CatCon.
well, I know that. I know that.
they
But
roll the red carpet out for you, Tim. They're a little
I
more
know
harsh
I know they
normally.
did. No, but what I'm trying to say is that when you walked into that River Cats tackle thing, you knew that there was knowledge that nobody else and experience that they're not going to say it. I felt it. I knew. I
Absolutely,
knew that
dude.
the guys that were there, they weren't there because they did this or because of their social media following. It's because they knew their shit.
Well,
Well, I'm
Tim.
gonna, I'm
That's
gonna tell you
impressive.
one
That's
thing.
impressive to me.
Hey Tim.
I don't walk in anybody else's
Well,
booth in all of CatCon and go, you know what? I know why these guys are here. Nope.
Was
In the River Cats tackle booth, I did. I knew it. I could feel it.
Well,
was
Tim.
that, John? Then we'll get to the next question.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get on Tim's ass a little bit. And one thing we do within River Cats Tackle, we don't put close friends and family on hold when they request our attention. No matter what we do, we drop and we go to them. Check and see what your buddy wants.
that's
Check
right.
and see what your buddy
Pop up
wants
that.
and make sure he's okay because that one phone call, that one text that you missed might be
Hey,
something that he needs. That's all
absolutely.
I asked. That's all I asked of you to do.
And
Because there's
Chad, if you agree
always
with
that
that,
one
pop up a
call.
heart,
If you
pop up
miss
a
it,
pop
something
up the
can be
two
wrong.
stands, put a thumbs up. If you haven't liked the live yet, like put like the live,
That's
whatever one
that's
you're
what we
on.
do.
That's what it's all about. And you wonder why I'm here. You wonder why Tim is here. You wonder why Creole catfishiness came in.
Get to the next question is why they're here.
Well, there you go. There you go. Tank is awesome, dude.
I'm
love
learning.
him.
I'm gonna start learning how to segue you.
You're
So
doing great.
Epic.
Brother.
Joshua
You're doing great.
asks, do you ever bank fish? If so, do you use a bobber in current? When he uses one, it floated downstream, so he had to switch to bottom fishing in current.
Is that question to me?
Yes.
Well, Tim, I can answer that one for you. No, you don't want to use a bobber in current because it's gonna, but in those slack areas, if you're going for like some channel cats or if you're in a pond or a lake.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on what I'm doing. It stands generally right. I mean, if the current's very strong, I'm probably not going to app for a float. If it's fairly strong in the center part, but yet has a whole lot of deals where it's going to have slower current along the bank. Depends on what I'm after. Depends if I'm after flatheads or channel cats. Maybe I've made up my mind. I don't have like super donkeys that I can get to, and I just go, you know what? I'm a little tired of this. I get off work at 6:30, and it's not going to get dark for a couple more hours. I might walk down to might just walk down to the local river and throw some cut bait, throw some grasshoppers, throw some things, get back into my old roots, because you know what? Really, I love catfishing because my heart's in it. I really do. I mean, I would just assume, and I talk all the stuff where I want to catch giant fish and I don't want to catch little fish. I don't want to catch little fish when giant fish are present. Because but at the end of the day, I love catfish no matter if they squeak or squat or they're going to try to slap me in the face. It doesn't matter to me. It just depends. I mean, yes, if I had the opportunity where I could always fish for giants that are gonna, knock my hat off my head and make me laugh and give me a remembrance. But I'm still gonna go and catch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-pound channel cats. I'm gonna go for smaller flatheads if that's all that's available to me at the time. And yes, I love slip floats for that. I really do. But when I'm after the monsters, I do not deal with slip floats because it just isn't it's not a realistic pattern for giant fish where I fish. That's it.
Well, the Jeff Beal question, Tim, what do you do differently to analyze the water when the full moon illuminates the water?
I generally am disappointed that I even have to go during when the full moon illuminates the water. But generally, I'm going to fish as deep as if I can mark big fish in deep water, I'm gonna go for the deep. Now I'm going to fish the same actual way until the moon comes up above the tree line and starts shining into the water. That's fine. Once it starts shining into the water and it's kind of half-assed daylight, I am literally going to fish about as deep as I can as long as it's for blue cats. If it's for flatheads, I'm going to tuck in tighter to the bank on the moon side and hope that I'm going to get lucky with a giant flathead. Maybe I'll fish a sunken barge on the opposite moon side. Maybe I'm going to put my baits on the moon's over here. I'm going to put my baits over here in the deepest part of a sunken barge and hope that they'll actually bite. Because we all know that a full moon is kind of the kiss of death for a great bite. Not an okay bite happens, and most of the time it's a kind of a non-existent bite. Unless, and that's the other thing, I might go to areas that are lit up day and night. I might go to industrial areas. I might go to industrial areas that aren't affected by the moonlight. Yeah.
Well, Tim, how much do you think catfish are affected by things that are not like you just said, if it's a area that's lit up all the time, and we're there with our bright lights for filming, live and all that
Sure.
stuff. I'm showing this because I want to catch a big fish. We all love bobber fishing. When you see that
Yeah.
bobber go shunk, I want to
Sure.
catch a fish on this year. I just think that'd be totally awesome to catch a fish on a bobber where it goes shoo, a big bobber goes on, and you're like, boom, and you get it. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna catch
Yeah.
a fish on
Yeah.
this bobber this year. But uh, that's one of the things that it's I've gave you credit for that. Like it's one of the things that we have been able to. And Stand 3 is far, man, as far as years, Tim, and knowledge and stuff. He's years and years, decades ahead of me. I'm old
Yeah.
school and I did the things, but he really he spent the time on the water. Him and Dan slept in kayaks for 3 and 4 days at a time, and I haven't done that. And
I
Big
agree.
kayaks
I
for me.
mean, uh, so let's just talk about this. All things are possible.
absolutely.
All right. It's just how much, how much of your,
Savagery.
yeah, but also how much of your emotional energy do you want to put into a certain style or a certain thing of fishing?
Absolutely.
If your dream is to catch 100 pounder on a bobber, I'm telling you, you could probably do it if that's your dream.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if that is your dream, I'm all for it. I will never naysay somebody that says, you know what, Epic, big DM me. My dream is to catch 100 pounder on like a slip float that's that big. I would help them as much as I could by steering them to the actual situations they could. But playing the odds, that's a very small odd. I'm all for it if that's what they want to do, but I'm not in that camp. My camp is to play the odds, have the odds very small instead of huge. I'm gonna go and get the right baits. I'm going to keep the right baits in the right situation so that when I use them, they're the freshest possible so that the electrical signals are fired in the Abdullah oblongata. That's bullshit for what I said. I said that because I love that show. So so
The
so so
Medulla.
it's actually the ampullae of Lorenzini around the chin plate. It's those
I
little
know.
pores.
I
Mama
thought
It's
said.
those
for a
little
second I thought you
pores.
were serious. I was gonna have
No,
to.
I
I
wasn't
was gonna have
serious.
to
You
correct you
know that
there.
the Abdullah and Blancata, that only resorts to whatever.
I
But
love it. I
it's
love
the
it.
ampullae of Lorenzini. So the ampullae of Lorenzini is actually almost exactly like a lateral line, except for lateral line detects vibrations. The Lorenzini detects electrical signals. So I'm going to use the freshest bait that I can. So the freshest bait that I can lived right before I put it on the hook as I cut its head off or did the whatever and I threw it out there and it's going to actually give off electrical signals for 4 hours.
There you go. Boom. That was
And
my next question. How
yeah,
many hours? There you
yeah,
go.
4 hours. After that, it's pretty much down to cuppy. It's down to smell. Fine.
Yep.
Smell is fine. You can have a giant shad frozen. You can still do good, but I like pitting the odds. So if I was going to try to catch 100 pounder on a float, I would have to go to seam situations where the migration
Mm-hmm.
just follow me on this. So the migration patterns at the certain amount of time is going to be able to congregate a few fish, possibly 60, 50, 40s, but maybe there's 100, a couple of hundreds going. So that migration, as it's going, gets stopped by a dam that flows over top, or maybe even flows before, or maybe it even has the whatever. But I'm going to make sure that I can mark that fish and try to get that down. Now, the problem is the rarity that I'm going to be able to present a bait on that slip float, and I'm an expert on slip floats. I've caught gigantic pike and this and that and the other, and huge smallmouth and
Absolutely.
whatever. Yeah. So, but the odds in my mind of being able to catch a gigantic catfish, 100 pounds or more, say like 5 foot or more, are so infinitesimal of where they live. I would not even, if a buddy of mine said, "Hey, I want to catch 100," and he came onto my boat and he had the greatest awesome slip float setup you could ever imagine, I would take my scissors right in front of him and clip that right off and let it hit the deck and go, absolutely not on my boat. You're not.
No.
If you want to throw that, you can, in on your own time, but not on my time, because
No.
the odds are so slim. It's infinitesimal. I might live to, if I live to 92, I could not imagine myself being able to catch 100-pound catfish on any river that they exist on a slip float, whether I was on top of 3 of them or not.
Now, Tim, how much of this
Well-
information for somebody that wants to go out and have fun and catch fish, like go out and have fun and catch fish?
Mhm.
This is for the ones that are, you want to go out there, you want to
Monster
catch that
hunting.
next level fish. You want to go out and, of course, everybody out there can you can catch catfish on purple grape flavored bubblegum in the third full moon of January,
Sure.
July, and
Dude, if you come
whatever.
on my boat and your PB 30, I'm leaving anything you want. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
care.
it.
I'm not being a dick and just cutting all your Christmas tree ornaments off. We will drag, and I don't care if we have 6 floats out. If your
No.
PB is 30, the odds of catching a PB that's bigger than that is pretty big. What I'm saying is,
There you go.
if your dream is to come on
There you
Epic
go.
Catfish
Thank you,
Boat and
Tim.
catch
Thank
a
you. Thank
fish
you.
over 100, I'm gonna burn. If I had a torch, like one of those propane torches, I would burn all your shit off and then just put on what works. That's it.
We got a question.
Epic.
Hit
Are
it,
you saying
Tank.
what I'm saying? Yeah. One of our young impressionable fans, Danny Stone Outdoors, has a question for you. And finally, a question he can ask Tim.
Yeah.
What was Johnny Quest's friend and dog's name?
Haji. I don't remember the dog's name because I felt the dog had no belonging in there because the dog because the dog could not fight. That was it. When I was like 8, I needed little Johnny could fight a little bit. Haji could fight a little bit. Simsalabim. But the dog, it was Bandit actually. It was Bandit.
There you go. There you go.
It was Bandit.
Wow! Check out Tim
Well,
with
then-
the Johnny Quest.
But
Is
but
V
but I'm
back with our
telling you,
next question?
when they whipped out the Komodo dragons and that guy that was pulling the Komodo dragons and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in it. I wanted a Komodo dragon for a pet at 9 years old. That
Wow.
was me.
There you go.
So Ms. V asks, when the whole country shuts down at the same time and
Great
all the fish
question.
stop biting,
Great question.
and we can't figure out why, could it be the jet stream? That face.
I'm a little taken aback by that statement.
Well, Tim, how impressed are you? You've been, when we first started talking, I
Yeah.
said to you, we're multi-species
Yeah.
and we're only multi-species and we do this and we do that, but big catfish is a whole new game. But
Yeah.
fish are fish and catfish are catfish and pike are pike, and it is
They are.
one of the more you study different fish and you study all these things, like it is that is the question. And when we've gotten to YouTube and these live tournaments from West Coast to East Coast, and all of a sudden there's nobody getting a bite, it's dead.
Yep.
Absolutely
Yep.
dead. All of a sudden, Virginia catches a fish. Ohio catches a fish. Louisiana catches a fish. And in like a half an hour, there's been boom, 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 boom across the country, and then nothing again.
And so, do you remember who the first person was to quantify that and then like talk about it? Who was it, Stan?
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just here as a guest.
What's up, Gingy?
All right.
Did Stan just say he's not saying anything?
He's not saying it because maybe there was somebody else that caught on to that first. But one of the things that God has blessed me with is pattern ability. And I started noticing that very early, and
There
I
you
started
go, brother.
talking about it very early. And I said, this equation
What's
that
up,
we
JG?
have on our hands is so unquantifiable. It would take so much, so much information, whatever. But and why I did that, well, like why I peeled back on her question was that the jet stream is one of the things that I have never taken in consideration for this. And I wish this 3-day bite cycle and this blue cat across the country, either solid bite or decent bite or good bite, actually showed up like 25 years ago, because I would have been able to devote a lot more time to it, and it would have it would have it would have thrown me into such a quandary that I would have to call every biologist friend that I ever had. And trust me, they really
Well,
they liked me, but they were like, "Oh my God, what's coming next?"
Tim, let me ask you
Because
a
I
question.
would bother them and bother them and bother them.
25 years ago, what would you have had to do to even recognize there was this happening across the country at the same time?
It would have been impossible without
There you go.
social
There you
media.
go.
It would have been impossible because I would have had to kept track of everybody's timing that was talking.
There you
Because
go.
at one point, I had like 400 or 500 fishermen that were
What's
of
up,
note,
JG?
talking to
Absolutely.
me across the continent. From lower Canada to middle Canada, all the way
Oh,
down to
dude.
like the thing of Florida, all the way from like California, the Clear Lakes, all the way East Coast, to even when blue cats didn't even exist over there.
Oh.
I used to answer the phone. So my cell phone, I used to answer the phone, which I don't anymore. I'm gonna have to start doing it again. Catfish
Absolutely,
hotline.
brother.
I used to literally answer my phone. Catfish hotline.
Uh, well,
Damn. I gotta go.
Yeah.
oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wow, here's a question for two stands. What the
What's
what?
up, Mark?
S&T catfishing. What's the
Dude,
number
S and
one
T S
thing?
and T is awesome.
What's the number one thing that keeps you excited about catfishing, in all honesty? Uh, because it's catfish. Like, there is no other fish in the country. And like I said, I've caught fish from coast to coast. I've caught I've caught a 200-pound plus sturgeon. And you know what I still want to track? What I still want to fight? I still want to fight that catfish. I still want that next level catfish. And I don't know if it's because I'm here in the James or because my blood, my family, my internal is from Louisiana and the Mississippi River. I don't know if it's because of that, but it's just something, man. When you catch that first catfish, I don't care if it's 5 pounds, 10, 20, whatever the big fish are in your area, and you get that first catfish, like, you remember that. You get that first. There is not one single catfish angler out there that has ever caught a bass and said, "Oh my God, I've got the world record catfish." But
Nope.
every single bass angler out there has caught a catfish and said, "Oh my God, I've got the world record bass." That just sets it right there. Like, there's no other fish out there that you can And even in waters where there's not monster, I'm doing monster in air quotes. Like if the biggest catfish is caught in your waters with 10 pounds, and you catch an 8-pounder, dude, that's a monster. And be excited about it. And, I've said for a long time, and I think that's the one thing with catfish. It's about the size. Yes, son, he's throwing the walleye at me. Blah, 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 blah. But it's the one fish out there that, all of us can catch monster catfish.
Stan,
And
Stan,
monster is what's in your water. It's what excites you. And if,
Stan, stop
I'm
yourself.
sorry.
Stop. No. With your explanation, I'm telling you, it touched me a little bit in the nether regions. And
Oh,
if
PG-13, boys.
if I wasn't, and I'm telling you, if Stan had a
Front
hot
half or back
sister,
half?
if Stan had a hot sister, I'd be like kind of fired up about it. I'd be like,
Well,
yeah,
they
I'm
have to
kind of
mute
married,
Epic.
but that shit, I'm telling you, when you speak from the heart about catfish, and I'm not saying, I was just making facetious about it, but literally that hits me in the heart. It really does.
Yeah.
When somebody talks that passionate about catfish, and we all know this, and but still, Stan, if you got a hot sister, maybe my wife
Well,
could like go to tea with her, and that would be even better. And maybe she would talk as awesome about catfish as you
Well,
do. But
well,
yeah.
on that note, Parker pursues with the next
hey.
question.
Parker shoots right in
Woo!
it.
Woo, boy, segue.
Segue.
What is...
Pause.
Whew, I need a breath.
Hey, I get excited. Let's face it, Tim. If you're a catfish savage, we get excited,
Yeah,
literally
yeah, it is.
excited
It is.
about
It
cat.
is. It
We
is.
do. We do.
It
Hey,
is.
you've seen me get excited over a big catfish on video, but I wasn't thinking about, hey, I wonder if Stan has a hot sister.
Well, I mean, he said it so right, though. I mean, if somebody is going to talk about your passion so good like that, that's kind of groundbreaking.
Read that
And
question,
Think
Frank.
about it.
Tim,
Yeah,
that's
well,
why
that's why I let him go on about it, because I agree with him. But for real, these Parker Pursuit facts, what's Tim's take on targeting different species of fish spawning to take advantage of the easy
Oh,
food
there you
supply
go.
and eggs in the water?
I don't give pretty much two shits about that. I'm sorry. But I do not pay attention to what other fish are doing ever. And I'm sorry to say it's so rough. I used to try to theorize and do this,
Thank
maybe
you,
the gar is
SCT.
spawning and maybe the white bass are spawning and maybe this. But I
What the
relegated that to that to me is a distraction from my general purpose. My general
There you
purpose
go.
is to literally go out there in a short amount of time and focus on the biggest catfish that I can do based on their basic biology, their basic travel routes, their haunts, and everything else. And I am going to try to entice a gigantic catfish to bite the end of my line so I can
Hey,
battle that.
Tim, what's great about that is that can excite everybody from the one that's caught a 2-pound fish
Yeah,
to the one that's
yeah,
caught 100. We can all get excited about that, and that's
yeah,
what makes it awesome.
yeah.
That is,
And
I agree. Like that's just you got to be happy about that. Like for all those people out there that I'm gonna think that catfish are these bottom, these are loser fish. Like no, this is the predator. This is the number one fish in America, in my opinion. Like this is
I'm
any
fine.
body of water. If it's got blues, it's got flatheads, even channel cats. Uh, these are the primary predators in those waters. Like these fish
Yep.
deserve
Yep.
our respect.
So
They don't spawn for like 7. They're out there for 5 to 7 years before they even spawn. Like this is
let's just say this, Dan. There is no state record muskies that eat state record flatheads, but there are state record flatheads that could eat state record muskies.
There you
That's
go.
a
There
great
you
way to
go.
look at it, honestly.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Jeff Beal wants to know the ultimate question: when's Tim going to fish again so we can watch?
Woo.
Well, when it comes to that, what is your expectations? Would you want to see me go up the scary river and dodge a bunch of stupid rocks and catch freshwater channel cats up to 10, 15 pounds? Or do you want me to see the small fish on my line be like 25, 30 and the big fish be like 70 or 80? That is what matters, because the catfish period of activity will dominate what I want to do. I could try to go to whatever. I could try to go to whatever when the fish aren't there, and I'd be like, "Oh, geez, maybe I didn't get lucky today." But generally speaking, let's just say realistically, May 1st to about June 1 is my channel cat migration, which they go up shallow rivers and do their thing early. I have a great shot at giant channel cats and number of them. And then all of a sudden, June 1 is the flathead spawn, which they will move into predictable locations, blah, 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 and that I can target hopefully big flatheads. All of a sudden, if I want to target giant blues like what you guys are used to, it's going to be August 1 through about mid-October, because by the time Halloween rolls around, those mugs are going back downstream so fast you would not even believe it. I live in the uppermost portion of what you could expect for most people to probably catch a 25. Even though my quarry is 100 plus every single time, and it's still a small percent of the population. But before or after August 1, I have absolutely 0%, pretty much zero, pretty much maybe like 0.25% chance of landing a fish over 100 pounds before it or after it. But as the water cycle happens and the migration happens from downstream to upstream, it ends up culminating where I fish at a fishable population of 60, 70, 80, 90, and a very, very tiny percent of like almost immeasurable percent of 100-pound fish. But I target that very tiny percent of 100-pound fish. And then whatever I catch during that is like gravy.
Dang.
Tim Parker said I read a previous question wrong. What he asked about the targeting fish was about how catfish target different species of fish for them to feed on.
Okay. That is something that I haven't I don't have like multiple years studying on the prey fish of catfish and how they take advantage of them at their vulnerable stages of spawning. I think that's what you're getting at.
Yes.
And so but
Absolutely.
I do have anecdotal evidence and evidence that is basically reported by other people. And we do know one thing about giant catfish. And giant catfish being 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. They have become masters at being able to ambush prey species and take advantage with very little effort of, I would have to say, when the bait fish have no idea. Okay. So when bait fish have an idea, they can evade it, and we've all seen it in shallow rivers and all this stuff. You got a massive pile of whatever, and a big channel cat or even a blue moves into these, and they all know it's almost exactly like saltwater. So when hammerhead sharks move in, and then all the herring, they know to keep a distance it's almost exact. Next year, I'm gonna try to film more of that I see on bridges, because most of the time I don't. You know, when a big channel catch moves into a huge school of circling shad or quillback carp suckers, it doesn't really matter what, even carp. They'll be just lackadaisical moving, and as soon as the catfish moves into that, the whole thing like goes into a moon shape. They know, they absolutely know. And if little Johnny Baitfish ain't quite right, that's the one that gets it. But if everybody else is looking pretty cool, they can generally escape it. Same thing with hammerheads. Same thing with you might have a school of snook, and you know even a spitter shark comes up into this off of those jetties, and pretty soon he moves in, and they all just like form around him. It's pretty crazy, and the same thing happens in freshwater, believe that or not. And I've just been lucky enough to have seen it with my own eyes. I just been there, looked at too, like so much. But to answer Jerry's question fully, uh, there is only there is no substitute for dark versus light. There is no substitute. There is no substitute for the fact that flatheads have the ultimate stealth technology built in. They have the first stealth technology built into them. Their slime coat is almost that thick. I mean, it's almost like 3 mils. So little Johnny Baitfish that's got a hard scale to him, and it doesn't matter if it's suckers, doesn't matter if it's brim, doesn't matter if it's bluegill, doesn't matter if it's shad. They're giving a vibration, it's bouncing, right, and it's going directly back to their lateral line. And so when they come upon another fish that's like this, it's like hard walled and it's got hard scales, like a bass, like a whatever. All that vibration transfers, boom, bounces off and comes back to them. Same thing. I mean, there's no absolute. There's no absolute of any fish in fresh water having sonar capabilities like there is in freshwater, and that's the only reason is because nobody's ever studied it. Nobody cares. The government doesn't care. Remember when we were talking about Jacques Cousteau? He didn't swim around a bunch of smallmouth and determine whether a smallmouth could tell if there was a live fish 3 feet away from him or a flathead. But we can basically infer the fact that a flathead is low profile. He's got that thick ass skin, almost. I mean, he's built like a stealth bomber.
Well,
he's not like this. He's like this. So he comes in, he moves slow, and he settles in like this. Settles in. He'll settle in. Like, see that green deal right behind me? That's like a drop. So little Johnny Baitfish is running around. And so here he is. He's got his bottom jaw. It's already out. He takes his top jaw, boom, sucks in 5 gallons of water. If he's if he's like 72 pounds, he sucks in 3 gallons of water if he's 35 pounds. So I mean, it's one of the most amazing stories that there is in freshwater. It's just, unfortunately, we can't like see it with our own eyes. We have to infer it. We have to understand it. We have to savage it. We have to like really get into it. And we gotta watch it in clear water tanks, and we gotta watch it in 150 gallon tanks and 400 gallon tanks and 7,000 gallon tanks. It's awesome.
Mark had a good comment about that. About he's seen a giant flathead swim in 10 inches of water without making a wake noise, swimming right under his lines.
Absolutely. Flatheads are the stealthiest of the stealthy.
Oh, without a doubt.
What I usually do on a spawn when it's pre-spawn, because over here on my Sketcher River, pre-spawn, they coming to eat, and they coming to eat heavy. And the bait spots that I have, what I catch on the first cast when I throw that cast net for bait, what I catch the most of is what I'm using because that's what they're going to be biting.
Well, and John is absolutely right. The farther you get down to Mississippi, the more the proclivity is for that to be true. Because all of a sudden, and you know, as long as I've dealt with flathead behavior and biology, when you'll see a proclivity for it to be like single angled towards one certain bait fish, the farther you get down, once you get down past Alton, you get down past in the Kentucky region, you get down past in that, then it also becomes what John was saying instead of what I'm saying. They keep their mind a little bit open, but whatever's doing its thing at the time is what you need to be using. And that's just from me. That's from me talking to people that are doing the thing all along the stretch of the Mississippi. It's pretty amazing. And I wish I could live another 200 years to experience all of that.
So I
Tim, there's
have
a couple questions.
hold on, Stan. We
Go
have
ahead,
two
go
in
ahead.
chat. I want to try to let people get out of here without being 4 hours too.
Absolutely.
We're
Absolutely,
at 2.5 hours already. Because I know all of us could each individually, we could all talk to Epic for like 6 hours
Absolutely,
easily.
dude.
It's kind of the bad. I'm being the bad guy here, but
No, absolutely. I had a question for chat, but go ahead.
the two in order. Patrick Gray asks, one of our pro
Absolutely.
staff, would catfish be its own worst enemy as prey versus predator?
They're completely cannibalistic. And yes, they are since the beginning of time and to the end of time, because they have to share habitat, which catfish habitat, and let's talk about it. Channel cat habitat is very wide and diverse until you don't have blues and flatheads. Then it becomes about
Bam.
20% of the river. And so when big channel cat wants to be where he is, a small channel cat doesn't know that he's not Mr. Big Channel Cat. He just goes in there, he's food. Same thing happens with flatheads, more even than blues. Blues, they get to an equilibrium of population, and then all of a sudden they start eliminating themselves because why not? But channel cats are designed for it. Flatheads are designed for it because they are fish of small rivers, creeks, all the way to big rivers. Flathead blues are big river creatures, and until that population gets there, to where small fish are starting to intersect with their habitat, then they become food, and we all know that. So the cannibalistic nature keeps them self-limited. So like you'll never see like a 3-pound crappie eating a 1-pound crappie, right? You will
Absolutely not.
you will see a 3-pound flathead
Absolutely.
sucking in a 1-pound flathead till his gill flaps are stopped, and then spit them out later, or eat them. I mean, that's just the nature of it.
Me and Jeremy have video footage of about a 15-pound catfish with about an 8-pound carp hanging out of its mouth.
Absolutely.
That we pulled in because he was biting our big shad cut bait. They're just greedy.
Yeah.
But if
no, I'm
not greedy, I'm sorry.
I need you to adjust your
I
vernacular.
get it, Mark. I get it.
When they are ultra active, they do not have the brain capacity to stop. Okay. The problem
it's like me and Stan at the Chinese buffet.
Well,
exactly.
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
I agree.
Yes. But most of the time, a flathead or a blue is not so active. They'll suck down a 20-inch Asian carp and then go to eating a freaking 5-pound flathead. That is most of the time not the case. If that was the case, we'd see them floating all the time. We'd see them like struggling on the surface all the time. It's still a rarity, but it is the most active situation in which the bait fish present itself, and yes, it's a suicide moment.
Tim, I got a question. This is going to
Yeah.
be this is to every water out there. I don't care what catfish or whether you're going for channel cats, blues,
Yep.
flatheads, and it's not one specific fish. What do you think the best bait is out there for every body of water across the country?
Oh, you're calling me out that way.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
all right, all
sir.
right, all right. So let's get in the head. Let's get the science of this stuff. The absolute best bait is the bait on your body of water that intersects with the catfish habitat.
Boom, boom, bam.
Bar none. And it doesn't matter if it's Asian carp, it doesn't matter if it's common carp, it doesn't matter if it's giant golden
Bluegill.
suckers, it doesn't matter if it's bluegill, it doesn't matter if it's alewives, it doesn't matter if
Absolutely.
it's emerald green shiners, it doesn't matter if it's the dumbest bait fish you've ever seen that doesn't even smell. As long as it is the most, and now this is just part one.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as it
I'm
is the
sorry, Tim. I'm
most,
sorry.
the bait fish that intersects with the natural habitat of the catfish. Let's just say you've got like 8 billion emerald shiners that are in your lake, and they hang out in the top 1/3 of the water column. But most of the catfish hang out in the bottom third of the water column. But yet, let's just say gobies got introduced 10 years ago, and they hang out in the lower 12% of the water column. It's most likely going to be gobies over
Gobies, absolutely.
that, because if they don't, it's whatever bait fish that is nutritious enough and easy enough to catch is going to be the go-to bait for any catfish, as long as it intersects with their habitat already. As soon as you have to tell a catfish or say, okay, there's nothing in your intersectional habitat that is going to benefit you, that's easy to eat, all of a sudden they have to go to the top. They will. I mean,
And
they will.
Tim,
They will survive. But if you can find a bait fish that naturally intersects with their habitat, most of the time, that's going to be your best go-to bait, as long as they've had time to adjust to it. Because I'm old enough to have been through 6 or 7 different bait fish shifts in rivers like the Illinois and the Mississippi and others, the Ohio, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say my local river got inundated with eels and they all hang out on the bottom.
aha.
Oh, let's talk about that.
You're bringing up a great point there, Tim.
The first 2 or 3 years, eels wouldn't be that great. And I've already went through it with the Asian carp. So it wouldn't be that great, or gobies, or whatever. But as soon as they acclimated to it, you could almost you could, I'm not saying you couldn't throw an alewife, or you couldn't throw a shad, or you couldn't throw whatever, but it would not be the go-to bait.
Tim, let me give you some scientific data on that to confirm that
Love
statement.
scientific data.
Yep. Let's get
In
that, and then
the
we'll get the last
Potomac
question of the night.
River, in the Potomac River, the bait of choice right now is eel, American eel. You want to know why? It's a deep water food source.
Yep.
And it is the most abundant it has ever been. These past couple years, it's been record number after record number after record number of American eel in the Potomac River. They've actually, because the Potomac River, they have mussel embryos. They have muscle eggs and stuff, and they
Yeah.
actually catch them and they actually transport them to the upper Potomac so that they
Yeah.
can actually get the mussels in there,
They can
because the
filter
average
down
mussel cleans how many gallons of water a day. So they've actually done that, but
about
they
9.
keep track of this. And that is the most abundant food source in the deep water food source in the Potomac right
Yeah.
now is American eel. That's
So
why
the
you see everybody in
so
the Potomac using eel.
so Stan, next time the DNR wants to do a $1.5 million study on that, just have them call me.
Absolutely, dude.
I could have saved him about $1.5 million
Absolutely,
on
dude.
that one. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, we'll
fellas,
try to get the last. Were you saying something, John?
yeah, let him get that last question in because I got a funny feeling I'm about to get a business call here in the next few minutes.
Uh-oh.
Yep. All right.
Uh-oh.
Last question in, and if any more questions, we'll table it. I'm sure this will not be the last time we see
Hey.
Mr. Epic on our channel.
We're here every
Right.
Sunday. We're here every Sunday.
Stan 3 asked, Tim, have you been able to see catfish behavior on LiveScope yet?
Oh.
Well, I'm going to tell you about old school live scope. This was 1996. And I brought
Yeah,
a
I was born then.
12-foot ladder to the Scary River.
Ooh.
So we all know that if you're in a fairly clear water river, the angle means everything. So I brought a 12-foot step ladder and put it in the middle of my dumbass boat. And I literally got 12 foot up to watch them. And I watched them for 3 days in a row. And they would come up out of the deep water and position on those shallow deals. Like, a matter of fact, the area that I actually did that in is literally in my one of my YouTube videos and in one of my TikTok videos. And I could see them come up from 4 or 5 foot of water and position on the fronts with their tail up, face down. I could literally see how they checked rocks. So you got a big rock. They would literally come out of deep water, come up into shallow water, come around a rock with their whisker on one side. If there was something that got caught in the front of the rock, they would literally bend around, suck up the bait, and then slip back. Sometimes they would go above the rock, almost backwards to like about a 6 mile an hour current with their tail not like not directly into that as it's coming this way on the opposite. They would come at about a 22.5-degree angle, curl their tail, and whip right back in that current and slink up deep. It was groundbreaking to me.
So the answer, Stan 3 said, so that's a no. You have not used modern LiveScope.
I have not, and I probably never will. I'll probably die before I use LiveScope.
Well, thank you so much, Tim Scott, Epic Catfishing.
Absolutely,
Yep.
dude. Thank
We
you,
could all
you,
sit
brother.
here for
Hey,
hours
hey.
absorbing.
So, but before we go, I want to say, it's been probably 30 years before I even thought about promoting a product at all. And I probably wouldn't have done what I did if it wasn't for a bunch of great people. Because, at the end of the day, a product is a product. It can be good, it can be medium, it can be poor. But when you run upon a bunch of great guys like Stan and you and John and all the pro staff guys that I've kind of literally known for years, in a way, I was pinching myself. All right. Now,
That's right.
if they would have had like a run of the mill rod, I would have never put that video. And literally, I have been looking
Hey.
at CatCon for 5 years. And so when I come upon something that exciting, I'll put a video about it because I am excited about it. And truthfully, if I was to put a video out like that, I should have just started out with, I like John, I like Stan, and I like I like Jeremy, and I like all these guys, but that doesn't carry any weight with people.
No, absolutely.
It doesn't. That shows an allegiance, but they don't understand why there's an allegiance there. The why that there's allegiance there is going to become apparent. But I was really happy to do it. I haven't done it ever on social media, and I'm telling you, I couldn't be happier to be a part of this group, and it means the world to me.
And Tim, there's the great thing here. It's another new person here. Is that your ideas are going to be taken into account, and there may be, we don't know the ideas you've had and what could come from that. So check out the next year or so. There's going to be some amazing things coming out.
Stan, you just wait.
Absolutely, brother. That's what I'm saying.
Y'all are going to be tired of my new ideas.
I'm going to be talking with you. I'm going to be critiquing those. I'm just saying.
You think CatCon was the first time Tim was ever asked what his thoughts were on that?
No, absolutely not.
On any of the stuff.
And by the way, Fan 3 said, "There you go, Tim. That was was better than Live Scope right there. Your answer to that,
Andrew, actually, it was. Nobody had ever asked me what I thought of their rods. Well, I'm telling you. Now, I'm
talking about when we designed the German alloy hook and some things like that.
Nope. Nobody.
You might not have realized we were asking, but
yeah, but
we were asking opinions.
What I'm saying is most manufacturers are not going to say, "Hey, Epic, what do you think of my stuff?" Because they know I'm going to say the truth, and I'm not saying I'm gonna be bad about it, because I think all great catfish rods, reels, hooks, lines are applicable. Okay, but the most worried that I ever saw out of anybody was when they were thinking about saying, "Hey, would you put your rods on my boat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, probably not." And there's nothing wrong with your rods, but I need something that is going to perform so huge that the average catfisherman is they do not deal with my situation. They just don't.
Absolutely.
Who's casting 5 pounds of bait and weight? Nobody's doing that, and I'm not saying anything special about myself. I'm like, I'm in it. I am literally in the epitome in which I do, and I'm so happy for you guys to actually have the balls to go, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, yeah.
And here's the great thing.
And if it was designed for just you, it'd probably be even a little bit stiffer for the size you want.
It can't be. It can't be. It could be, because you cannot have a rod that is so ridiculous for my stupid epic area that nobody wants it. Because I'm telling you, the rod that I had before, nobody wanted that either.
Yeah, can't sell to 1% of the population.
Absolutely.
You won't.
Right.
John's not trying to get rich, but he does have to try to make a living with it one day.
And I'm so happy just because I can actually tell somebody now what rods I have, because before they were like, "What rods are you using?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're the anachronistic, horrible ass rods that no one makes anymore. How about that?"
That was a saltwater rod, and this was for grouper, and this
it literally was for catfish, but
it
was developed specifically for my area that I fish, and it is unlike any other area. So I mean,
my chair,
as far as popularity, now maybe John's got an area down there, because I have talked to Creel as well, and Jeremy says there's areas that are just flat out like 12-mile-an-hour current. Now that excites me. You got 12-mile-an-hour current and maybe a sunken barge, or maybe an old paddle wheel down in like 90 foot of water. That excites me. But that's the kind of shit you've got to have. But the one thing that I realized is that you don't have to have that, and that like that super crazy shit to appreciate and be able to use these rods because they're friendly. Nobody wants to use that shit that I had, and unless you're throwing it into dinosaur land. So if you're not throwing it into dinosaur land, at least it's friendly to use. But yet you're able to land a dinosaur if you have one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The combination of materials and cross wrappings, and Byron can talk about it, but it's not just another blank or another design. It was purpose built for all that.
It is purpose built.
That soft tip, when you get that big monster right by the boat, and that soft tip, and that monster does that, that last minute surge, and you got a heavy broomstick, that rod can't absorb that. But you got that rod like that that's got a soft tip.
You gotta
it can absorb some of that, and those ones that would get off with that rod that can't absorb it, that soft tip will absorb some of that, and it'll help you catch some of those big monsters that you would have lost.
Stan, if
Yes,
it doesn't matter what hook you catch 100 on.
Absolutely.
Unless it's in a lake and it's kind of, lackadaisical. But if you catch them in current, that hole ends up the size of a nickel.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
And it falls out.
Absolutely.
So, if you don't have a soft tip, if it's too hard, and I literally warn all my people, do not grab that rod high. Do not grab that line, because that thing was ready to just fall out. And every single one, even 80s in that kind of current, it just falls right out. There's none of this. I've never had to do any of that with a fish over 100.
And Tim,
definitely the number of fish that when you get them in the boat in the net, and me and Jeremy, it was a great hook set where it was, but when they hit the deck, that hook falls out.
Yep,
absolutely,
because it wallowed out the hole.
It does,
and
it does
all the time.
And you know what? I don't think there's any technology that is going to deal with that at all. That is going to,
Let me tell you the technology that can deal with every big fish being caught. Here's the technology. You've got to have an imagination. Picture Epic, Tim Scott, right there in the boat with you. Picture him putting his hand on your shoulder and saying, relax. This is a big fish.
All right.
Relax. Don't do anything different.
There's nothing wrong.
Relax.
There's nothing in between me and the fish and you. You just have to relax. The only thing that's going to create a problem is if you get too excited, and once you see that sinker at the top of the water, I want you to relax until you don't see that sinker anymore.
Absolutely.
We're gonna pull that thing up. Yeah. I do it all the time.
Make a soundbite out of that and go to sleep to it.
There you go.
But John said goodbye, everybody. He had a business call.
See you, John.
Great show. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you, Stan, for keeping it
having
interesting.
me up here. I'm telling you, you guys are awesome.
Tim, we'll try to schedule a show to where we can just have you for 12 hours a few days straight, and we'll just keep asking questions.
Okay. So then I'll just get uptight and whisper in your ear.
Yeah. I'm going to fall asleep to you whispering in my ear, I swear.
There you go.
ASMR.
Thank you,
Thanks for coming up, Tim.
All right, brothers.
Everybody.